Did he just make up that you DM'd him and all that? Did he just make that up?
The only DMs I've sent, I'm pretty sure that I can say what I have said, and what I have said actually doesn't have any exposure to it whatsoever.
Right, because of course you didn't send that DM.
Wait, Josh, 1 second. I just want to validate claims as they come along here. I guess let me pose the question this way. Oh, is he talking?
Bruh.
Adrian,
Yo, what's up?
let me just pose the question this way. Apologies. So he just claimed that you DM'd him a bunch of things.
I didn't claim that, Alex. I said that his hacker.
Hey, for the sake of the rest of us, Adrian, when you have a hot mic and someone else is talking, we can't hear anybody.
The chaos here is welcome. We welcome the chaos. Continue.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Jesus, what's going on
That's
in the
so
background
annoying.
with you, Malcolm? Alex, please go ahead.
Yeah, let's I need to keep this succinct. No background noise, no jumping in, no third-party conversation. We're in a good part of this, so let's keep it succinct and sharp here. Josh, I need you to, as quickly and sharply as possible, say, these are the DMs I received. That's it. No fluff butter, and no one with background noise jump in.
You have to unmute twice.
Christ
Yeah,
ice.
so the DMs were from the hacker, not Adrian Dittman, the hacker that Adrian Dittman collaborates with. That was who the DMs were from.
And who is this person supposed to be?
His hacker name is Sleep the God. His real name is Taylor. I don't want to dox, obviously, a person.
Adrian, any
okay, so that's hard to validate.
It's not hard to validate in private, easily to validate. But again,
let's ask Adrian here, since we have him. Adrian, is that valid?
Sorry. I don't know why the pins up top keep getting deleted, but like you can, I'm posting the evidence and then they're deleting. So one of the evidences. Yeah. So one of the evidences is this community note, and you can look in the URL of who submitted it. It's the same Sleep the God. It's the same hacker that I just mentioned. It's his account that submitted this community note with the fake doctored Ethereum address. Well, it's a real Ethereum address, but it's a fake coin, and with those fake claims. So this is all corroborated in this information I'm posting, and they're somehow getting deleted. I don't understand that.
I was the one clearing simply because a lot of people were pinning stuff. I left
and Adrian's saying that information doesn't matter, that it's somehow this evidence doesn't matter. That's what Adrian is saying.
What evidence specifically? You said doctored Ethereum contract address. You do realize that permanence is something that the blockchain is very well known for. That is impossible, actually.
Oh, yeah, it's permanent. It's there. It's a fake contract. Yeah. It's the same name as my contract.
Yeah, and it is probably your contract. I said probably, not definitely. But yeah, that is the assessment.
Again, this is not the salient point. The salient point is the person who used that as evidence for why they needed to submit a community note is the same person who hacked my Telegram, and is the same person who bragged about it.
Interesting, because that is literally impossible to prove, because community notes themselves function under anonymous aliases as opposed to actual targetable accounts. So you saying this is actually a falsehood.
Yes, but the problem is, and again, if you don't delete, that's
a falsehood. You literally cannot prove it. You literally cannot prove it.
No, Adrian, you are interfering with other people.
Yes, you can, because
what about your self-respect, man?
All right, let's go real quick. This is kind of like a halftime show. How are people unmuting? That's so crazy. It literally says mute everyone. What the? Are you hacking me? What's going on here? Real quick, just because it kind of came in circles a little bit. I want to throw it to Michael. He's been DMing. I got something juicy. I got the juice. I don't know if this is for or against anyone. I got to. It keeps people jumping on each other. So this is kind of like a halftime show breather. People getting to their corners. Michael's the guy who comes out. He's basically the bikini woman with the signs. Michael's coming out. He's the bikini woman with the signs, and he's going to tell us what's on the signs. And then everyone's going to ogle. Then we'll go back to the regular conversation. So unmute. Here we go.
All right. So I think this all starts going back a year ago. Adrian kind of sounds like Elon. People mistake the fact that they think he's Elon. They keep pushing that. They keep pressing the fact that they say he's Elon. He keeps saying he's not Elon, right? And then you get a personal beef between Josh and Adrian. Josh and Adrian don't like each other. Josh and Adrian block each other. The beef continues. Then you have a bunch of other people who are seemingly involved in one way or another, blocking each other, which kind of puts us into these echo chambers. Is that making a little bit of sense? Just to bring.
Well, this isn't.
Yes.
No, because this isn't an echo chamber. The three.
I'm not
hosts
saying
and
this is an echo
co-hosts
chamber.
Do not have.
There's a lot of people who can't get in the space right now because they're blocked.
We don't have a dog in this fight, and they're not blocked by. If they're blocked by my, they can only not get into the space. I'm not
referencing you. I don't mean to make it seem like I'm
saying they can only not join the space if they are blocked by myself, Catherine, or Alex.
Real quick.
Yeah, I blocked people.
I might have this settled in 1 second. Here. Adrian, this could be a win for you. I'm not sure. Josh, I'm going to ask you a very direct question. I want you to be 100% honest. Did you call me the biggest financial criminal in crypto?
He didn't say biggest, but he said he is actually a financial criminal. I have that recording, by the way. That was in one of his spaces where he actually called me out after I did this thing with the crypto thing.
Josh, did you call me a financial criminal?
Yeah, I did.
I'm confused here, Alex. I need to mute everyone. Alex, I'm a little confused.
No, I need a response from Josh. I need a response from Josh.
Who called who a criminal?
Josh, go ahead.
Somebody called Adrian?
Josh called me the biggest financial criminal in crypto in a space. I just got this DM. Is that true?
Unmute twice, Josh.
Josh, go ahead. Please just unmute and respond to the thing I keep saying over and over again. You're going dark here, Josh. Hit the unmute button.
When you hit the mute ball, there's a 7-second delay.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7. Okay, now hit unmute. He's gone? Did he just leave?
He's gone.
He just fucked off.
Wow.
Yeah, hang on. I'll send you. I'm sorry, Alex. I'll send you that little thing when I find it. I have it. Entertaining here. Are you not entertained? This is why people hate me.
I appreciate that.
Adrian, what about the spaces that you hosted with Alex?
I am literally.
Can I
Adrian.
talk for a second?
Wait, Jess, listen, I don't know who this Jess person is who just came up and started talking. Let me do this. This is not the end of this conversation. Well, you bring up the bomb evidence and he gets out of here. Adrian, continue what you were. I'm going to unmute. Adrian, continue what you're saying. Then we'll get to everyone else. Then I got a bone to pick with you, Andy. You're on the side of the guy who's just lying.
I'm worse than fucking Elon. There's a reason why he laughs about me. There's a reason why I understand his jokes. Because probably I think like him. Because probably I'm as fucked up as he is. He's got a lot of shit going on in his life. He's got a lot of ambitions. And I have different ambitions. And I will absolutely succeed in every single one of them until the day I die. If you're going to try and stop me on this,
Adrian, why do you hate my algorithm post so much that every time I post an algorithm post, you side tweet me in group chats? Why do you do that?
He has to double unmute.
Double unmute. Can anyone hear Adrian?
He just rugged out, I think. I believe I just saw a connecting symbol underneath this.
Holy shit,
time
we're
I ask
2 for
you a
fucking
question-
2. Alex,
Well,
what
listen,
the
there he
fuck
goes. There he
did you
goes. Let
do?
Adrian talk.
Okay, go, Adrian. Adrian?
What-
No, he's rugged out.
Every time I ask the hard question, they drop out. What the hell's going on in this world? Am I taking crazy pills here? And our
I want to
president
hear
is falling
Wolf,
off.
though. I think Wolf has got some tea, too. Wolf, what do you think about this?
People just don't want to
Bring
answer
tea.
questions anymore. This is the new generation.
So
One
Gen
day
Z.
I want to have a similar type fight with Alex as to what we just witnessed live on Spaces. I think that'd be really fun one time, but I don't know about today.
All right, Adrian's gone.
I'd like to fight Alex in a cage.
You would.
Alex, can you ask Adrian
can
about
DM them.
his NFT
I thought I was
spaces?
muted.
Okay, so just a sec. So did Adrian leave the space? Did he run?
He's back.
No, he's a listener, and Josh is in here, too. So if you can get him back up here.
Well, just
Is he
give
going to
me a
come back
second.
up?
Yeah,
here,
there's
Adrian's requesting.
I got Adrian.
Adrian's
I got him up.
requesting. Adrian's
Okay.
requesting. I'm jumping in the ring. Josh jumped out of the ring. I'm jumping in the ring now. Now it's me versus Adrian. Adrian, did you hear my original question before you rugged?
Yo, what's up, man? No, I did. Oh, yeah, I did. It was regarding the algorithm stuff. Yeah, I
Every
personally
time
believe
I
there's
post
actually.
about the algorithm, you then what's it called? Side tweet? What's it? What's the word?
Subtweet,
You
dumbass.
subtweet. You subtweet me
That's actually
in
not
every
true.
group chat about it.
Oh, group chat, yeah. No, I'm just commenting about it, saying, dude, this is not how it works. And I'm looking at this thinking, okay, there are certainly some broken elements, but I think you're just accentuating the problem. See, what the thing is this. If you are starting to act like, okay, so if you make coordinated efforts happen within the algorithm itself, it actually starts reflecting negatively on the platform as a whole, and thereby it actually creates the damages that you are speaking about. It's like a temporal paradox where you're trying to basically, like, you're trying to prevent a specific outcome from happening that's shown to you by a future self, and then you trying to prevent that outcome from occurring is the thing that creates that outcome. This is what I'm
Yeah,
seeing
but
right now.
the
This
basis of my
I don't like it.
posts, the basis of my posts are basically like network with people and make friends in DMs. That's basically like that's what the crux of my posts come down to. Is like you think that's
Yeah, I mean,
damaging?
no, I'm specifically saying that the reply guy strategies and such that are being incentivized are like when your initial raw post came out, and I like the fact that you amended it a little bit over time. When the initial raw post came out, you were basically incentivizing this thing, basically saying send out as many DMs as possible, and I actually would say that that's a bad idea because the not DM, sorry, comments, because the
Yeah,
moment that you do that, you actually start running into where the system detects that you are trying to game it. There's like various many conditions in there that trigger once
for
you try to
sure.
game the network state from yourself personally. You can have other people try and game your network state. That's possible, and you can't actually stop that,
The
except until, of course, the pattern is so obvious that the
Real quick,
system
Adrian, I
itself
just want to
self-corrects.
address what you said. Sorry, I don't mean I mean it with all due respect. So the only reason I'll call that a little bit of a straw man is because I give a lot of detail in my posts. They're always threads. They're always very detailed. I do say reply guy strategy is the way, but I also add the detail like you need to be thoughtful. It needs to be people that you're like networking with, that you're friends with, that you're build. I'm not saying hey reply as much as you possibly can and just spam the shit out of everyone. And even if I was doing that, that just results in people getting like docked a little bit. So is it the type of thing where you need to like subtweet me in every group chat every time I forget who said, I think it was my dad. It was just like talking shit about people, just a little bit of a feminine trait. So I mean, Adrian, I'm happy to discuss, like, if you have a problem with the tweet, just DM me. You don't got to go in all the group chats. It's not, and really authenticity is the way to, like, you don't need to go in like every group chat and just talk shit. You could just DM me,
The cognitive dissonance of that is much more effective at getting the point across. It's more about using it's more about looking at people's brains like compute. But it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't
To be
matter.
fair,
Anyone can feel like what
Adrian,
they want.
Alex just called you a pussy.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
That's
who cares?
hilarious.
Who
He didn't say
cares? I don't
pussy, he
care.
said feminine. And what's wrong
know?
with feminine, you
That
jerks?
wasn't
That's
the
actually kind of interesting.
a
Isn't that
little
kind of sexist?
sexist, I admit, but
And I concur.
but
I
the
don't
point
care.
is,
Honestly, I don't care. If I were to be hurt by people's feelings, I wouldn't be on this platform, no, would I? Like, dude, I literally just got mass attacked in a space here with a bunch of accusations that are provably false. And I mean, okay, so let's be very clear about this. Let's be exceedingly clear about this. This is going to be the last time I address this, and if anyone brings this up again, I'm fucking suing the shit out of you. Now, there's a lot of shit that happened. There's a lot of shit that is provable, but is provable in such a way that violates other rules and thereby is something that basically cannot even be used. Now, we can keep talking shit about each other, or we could stay away from each other, and this whole problem will resolve itself. I don't care if anyone scams anyone else. I am not the government. I am not the SEC. I am not the NSA. I'm not anyone. I'm a fucking idea. That's why I'm dangerous, apparently. So here's a little funny fact. Here's a little funny fact about that. You can do whatever you want. You can literally do whatever you want. You, however, will pay for the consequences yourself because those were your actions. You chose those actions. Whoever it is that they chose an action,
what are you
that
talking
action
about
itself bears the consequence.
specifically? What are
I
you
am
talking
not
about
talking about
specifically?
anything specifically. I am making the last statement that I'm going to make regarding this. And if you have any problems, then reach out to me directly. Now, I blocked him because I don't want anything to do with him. He hasn't blocked me, but he keeps harassing me. That's kind of an issue. I do not care. I actually went into that XAI space and I was actually just doing random stuff. I was just basically asking him a bunch of questions. And here's what happened next. He actually came up and said, "Are you using ChatGPT to generate that question by Adrian?" He's the one who actually struck first. He's the one who actually did all of this stuff. Now I don't personally care. I was actually willing to go and just have a conversation there. I didn't really care. He came up and said, "Oh God, this is gonna be annoying," because I knew he's gonna try some shit, and I just sat there. I didn't care. I asked my questions. I wanted him to ask his questions. He asked questions about how he could potentially even get information from spaces, then associated emotions, I believe, with certain information that was given on spaces via voice because reactions. That's actually what he said. And I thought that's actually a really interesting take, right? So that happened, but then he had to go with this route. He always struck first. He's always the guy who came after me. I never came after him. I never publicly what he said. I thought that's actually a really interesting take, right? So that happened, but then he had to go with this route. He always struck first. He's always the guy who came after me. I never came after him. I never publicly tweeted anything about this guy because I don't give a flying fuck. I really do not care. I never tweeted anything about this guy from any account on the entire platform, and I can give you all my alt so you can actually see what the fuck is going on. I have not posted anything from anywhere to this guy, about this guy, or anything on here publicly because I give so little fucks about this guy that it doesn't even matter. It literally has zero value of me whatsoever to talk about this guy. The only reason why I came in here is because I just like to maximize cognitive dissonance, and I like to confuse the shit out of people in this case. And it's funny, it's hilarious. I'm just playing chess with everything here. Is that a problem? Probably is to many people who can't play the game. I don't care. You're gonna lose.
You're doing a great job playing the chess game. I want to do this. We can
also
do the
verifiably something. The many claims about me being some sort of Neuralink AI that Elon created is borderline ridiculous. Like, how the fuck can you make a claim about Elon like that? How the fuck do you do that?
Like nobody.
Oh, nobody ever.
Real quick, Sarah or Catherine, did either of you remove Josh from the stage?
No.
Catherine, did you?
I haven't removed anybody from the stage. Kitty?
Kitty, are you there? Maybe she's busy
removing people from the stage. That's what she's doing.
Only because Josh claimed he was booted from the space, which...
Well, you can look. Let's look at the removed in there. Removed.
Oh, can we do that?
0 people were removed from the space, so nobody was removed.
Okay. So let's do this. Andy was on Josh's side. I'm not against Josh. He was in a little bit of a pickle, and when the pickle arose, he disappeared. Andy, your partner, provably lied. He called me the biggest scammer in crypto. I'm just only like the second or third biggest scammer in crypto. For anyone, that was a joke. Just for anyone, I know things, that was a joke. I'm not a scammer in crypto. So your guy you were just teaming up with here has been spreading objective lies. He's been calling me a crypto scanner, and thanks to whoever DM'd me that. I forgot who DM'd me that. Someone DM'd me that. This guy's been calling you a crypto scammer. Andy, why should we believe you when the guy who was on your side just proved that he's been lying about me everywhere? I'll mute. Here we go.
Oh, sorry. I think Alexa.
Unmute twice, dude.
It's a glitch.
Yeah, we all
can hear me? No.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Unmute twice.
Now we can.
Alex, I got a DM from Josh that's saying that you blocked him. He
called me a scammer.
Okay, so that's why once you blocked him from the space, he can't get in because you.
That was after he left. I blocked him after he left.
Oh, but he can't. Yeah.
He can't get back into the space once he's blocked.
Should we allow him back in? Should I unblock him and let him back in?
Yes.
Okay, I'll unblock him.
I did want to ask our attorney, definitely, maybe though, because something that Adrian brought up. I just find it. I'm just curious. Can you sue people for defamation if you're defaming an avatar or like a fake character? I'm just curious.
Good luck.
Is it defecation if you attack an avatar?
Defecation.
Yeah.
What do you?
You said defecation.
Here's the thing. Can you guys hear me? I'm
Yeah.
driving.
Oh.
Yeah, we can hear you. Thank
defamation.
You for joining
Sorry,
us,
defamation.
And don't bill us.
Alex.
Yeah.
No, let Andy talk. Here, let's. I'm going to throw it to Andy. I want to hear your defense because I assume you're friends with the guy who. I'm just going to hazard a guess. You've been in spaces where he spread that. I never talked to him before.
I know him. I know him from spaces. Like, I'm not a friend with him, or I have nothing to do with him. But I just want to ask Adrian one more question. After that, I'll.
Wait, no. I want you to address what I just said. like
I don't
the
know
guy
anything
who was
about
on your
crypto,
side
man.
has just been proven to be spreading lies about me.
No,
So what is your response?
Yeah, that I don't know. I personally don't know what's going on with you guys. That's not my.
Oh, so
I
you
don't
have
know
no
about it, so
experience,
I'm
no
not gonna.
idea what that is. You're
No,
gone
no,
on
nothing
that.
at all. Nothing at all. Yeah, okay. So what I was
Okay.
gonna ask Adrian, what about the NFT spaces that you are hosting with Alex, and why did you delete all the recording of that spaces? And I see some comments saying that you and Alex is here to take over and take over time. What happened to that NFT spaces, Adrian? What you're hosting with Alex and
Is that
the
Shill
Shill and
and
Villain
Villain? Are
and
you talking
everything?
about Shill and Villain?
Yeah, Shill and Villain. Yeah.
Why,
What
Adrian?
happened
Were
to
you
that
working with
spaces?
Shill and Villain?
Who the fuck is Shill and Villain, bro?
That's a Taiwanese NFT guys.
Adrian, were you working with
Adrian
Shill
can
and
explain
Villain?
it
I'll give
better.
you a chance to respond.
Here, give me a
Is he
second.
gonna respond to that?
Let me find a charger real quick. The energy's draining going across from the spaces.
Well, that's
There we go.
because Adrian Dittman, you're
Hold
doing
up.
like 16 spaces at once. For God's sake.
Yeah, I'm an information maxi. There's a reason why people think I'm AI. I basically know so much shit
Nobody
that
thinks
it's
you're
provably
AI.
like, oh, dude, literally the whole legacy
Nobody
media.
thinks that you're AI, man.
Okay, hang on.
All right,
No
Adrian,
one in
did
the
you
tech
do
space thinks
spaces
you're
with
AI.
Shill and Villain
There we
and
go.
Can you
delete them?
Charger.
answer
Just
the
go straight to
question,
the
right?
point.
What happened to the
Yeah,
spaces
hang on,
with
hang on a minute.
Alex? Shill and
Andy, I'm gonna
Can
mute you.
people for
Okay,
1 second
please.
please shut the fuck up?
Just shut the fuck up. God.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
The,
Dittman.
the space itself. Okay, so I did actually do space with Shill and Villain for one particular reason entirely. I just wanted his engagement. That's it. That's literally the only reason why I did spaces with him. And actually, the moment,
So what about the people who
when
followed
it's
you?
Andy, shut up
What
for
about the
one
people who
Andy,
fucking
please,
followed you?
second. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, Andy. Okay, somebody.
Fuck, Andy, just shut the fuck
Somebody
up, please.
explain to
Okay.
Wow,
me,
if
like
he,
I'm
if he does that
5.
again, please remove him. He seems to not have this ability in his head to understand the basis of conversation being something that is
How is he
conversation and not interfering with people's ability to talk.
How are you evading my mute? Like,
Yeah, that's
what
crazy.
the fuck?
Keeps happening.
Okay, explain to me, like I'm 5, who Chillin' Villain is.
Okay, I'll explain it real quick, then I'll press the unmute button. Shill and Villain is an infamous influencer from the NFT space. He released a crypto coin that some call a scam, some don't call a scam. What Andy's trying to say is, what was your association with him, and why did you delete the spaces that you were associated with him with? So, Andy, for the love of God, do not unmute to the end. Here, let's do this. I'll call it the Andy rule. Andy, when you're ready to talk, I'll unmute and I'll say, Andy, you go. But until I do that, please wait, because I want to hear Adrian's full response. Here we go. Adrian, go. 7-second rule, I guess. It's always awkward, that 7-second rule.
Yeah.
Can we fix that? Can we put a bug in for the 7-second rule?
Yeah, let's ask Catherine. She knows Adrian or Elon. I almost did.
Adrian, can you not unmute?
I think it's not working.
He literally
Hello?
can't unmute.
Okay, there we go. This is
Okay,
ridiculous.
here you.
Okay,
We got
so
you.
let me explain this one real quick. The only times I had hosted a space with him was a time where I basically invited various many people from various ecospheres in the crypto kind of like area to like basically explain what it is that crypto is to them. Now, this was quite a while ago. This is actually from various many sides, including Bitcoin as well. Just wanted to see equal representation from all across sides because I actually wanted people to understand the concept of crypto because I saw it always in a negative light and I actually found the concept of it quite interesting because it essentially just provides people with the ability to decentralize, control wealth and all other matter of things, like just decentralize ownership of their assets. But then, okay, that happened. We got these people in. We had them speak. They're very reputable people. Some of them even own crypto exchanges in various many places. I didn't boot up any one of their projects. I never owned any one of their assets. It was just interesting because I wanted people to see this. And it was actually a pretty big space, which I found was very nice because I actually wanted to get a start on that. The reason why I ever went into his space is because somebody said, hey, come up and talk about AI. That's literally what I got. I got a DM from someone saying, hey, come up, talk about AI. So I came up there, talk about AI. I had to vehemently deny multiple times that I was Elon, vehemently deny it multiple times. And then one day, actually, when he started to do network token stuff, I started to smell a rat. I was like, this is kind of weird. It's kind of not nice. And then actually, it's kind of funny. The moment that he rugged his own token, probably rugged his own token, is apparently not provable as well because everything on the fucking blockchain, Ethereum, I hate it, is somehow unprovable. But something happened. There was a token that rugged, or at least someone rugged it, or some dev rugged it. It does.
Fucking talk over the top of each other and carry on like pork chops. It's entertaining. I've got to say thanks.
Yeah, it's very concerning. Like that's the technique. You interrupt me, blah 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 blah. This is all very tried and true. And then like that, I couldn't believe it when I got kicked from the space.
speak.
Like hey Jess, can I finish? They started saying things like, "Hey, just unmute." Oh, silence. Oh, what? You have nothing to say? And of course, I'm trying to unmute and I can't. And then they kicked me from the space, and so I immediately rejoin and I hit the request button, and they don't accept my request, and then I get blocked and banned from the space. And then of course I'm on an alt account listening, and they're just going on about how like they just completely discredited me, which was a strategy. This is to me that strikes me as. To me, that strikes me as like obviously collusive behavior between NFT God and this guy.
It started off well. The absent are always guilty, Josh. And it started off as like going for the evidence, but you guys need to slow it down and take the time and present it. And you might actually find there's commonality in what's happening here, and that who knows like where it could go. But definitely need to slow it down, present the evidence, take your time with it, and hash this story out because people are interested in the story. And you're doing great videos at the moment where you give evidence and all that sort of stuff. So
it will come out, by the way. He's going to go to prison, so I'm working with Interpol. I'm working with some authorities. Like it's just they take time. So like this will get dealt with, and I'll be vindicated. So I'm not worried about that per se. But it just takes time because this guy is an international like criminal. So like
really,
so, like,
that huge. Wow.
Yeah, and in the meantime, like I'm just saying that like Elon probably doesn't know because Elon, it's flattering to Elon that somebody sounds just like him. It's a funny little story. It's a funny little narrative. So he doesn't realize that he's playing into the act.
Wow, like it's a pet thing for him, just like, oh, cool, I've got these little characters, these little digital voices running around pretending to be me. Yeah, that'd stroke your ego. It's a bit funny.
That's right.
It's cute. It's cute, right?
All right, Jess, we're going to go to Jane first just because she's new to the stage, but then we'll go to you, Jess.
Hi, Josh. Nice to meet you. I think that was a mistake. They didn't boot you. There was a glitch, honestly, and they were asking you to come back. That's just what I saw happening, because we were trying to get you to talk, and we couldn't hear, and I don't know what happened, but then all of a sudden you were gone.
Hang on. Let's be clear, Jane. I appreciate you coming in and saying this, but let's be clear. You can't slip block somebody. All right, he blocked me.
Yeah, why did they block him, Jane?
Oh, you mean that Alex blocked you?
Yes, Alex blocked me. I'll pin it up top. So he blocked me, and when you're blocked by a host, you get booted.
Okay,
sorry. Can I finish?
He did say that he unblocked you. Try going in
nice.
again. See if
that's
you can
quite
get
all
in.
right. I think I'll stay on home
This
turf.
is true. This is true, and I want you to go back.
Yeah, go back and make it
I'm not
right.
going back. Listen. I'm not going back. That's extremely sus behavior. Stop, Earl. Stop. That's extremely sus behavior. And I was already a little annoyed at the way that they were kind of running things and creating false equivalencies between Dittman and stuff that Andy was saying, stuff that I was saying. And it was kind of like if you go back to the recording of the first space, the one that got rugged, I said, is this satire? Because the way that NFT God was playing it, he was going, oh my gosh, they're targeting us. We're like, he was playing it like his character.
Josh,
so I was I don't want this to. Hey Jess, stop. I don't want this to be treated like satire because it's a serious thing. And then that space rugged, and we went into a new space where again they started to behave a little bit more serious about it. But then again, I was like, I couldn't unmute where they're like, hey, respond to that. And I'm trying to respond. I couldn't unmute. Then I was kicked. Then I came back in and requested to speak. Then listen to the operation of the order of things happen, Jess. Then I replied saying, hey guys, I'm trying to come up. You guys won't accept my request. I don't know what to say. Then I got blocked, which rebooted me from the space. And that's where we are. So that chain of actions isn't a glitch. You guys have to realize that is not what happened. It's very far-fetched. Go ahead, Jess.
Can you post post those? Oh, you have. Yeah.
Is your name Jess? Well, I think Alex is good, and I like Alex, and I think that I agree with Jane. He was trying to bring you back, and I want you to go back. And I think he unblocked you. Did he unblock you? People can change. This is the thing. Like, people need to just.
Okay, I don't care if people get. Jess, I'm not saying he's a bad guy per se, all right? But that act alone is enough to make me tap out.
Right
like, I think I did my part, but By the way, Jess, I think I did my part. I presented all my information. It's very clear that Adrian was the one lying. Like, this isn't up for a
Adrian is
debate
bad.
anymore.
Adrian is bad, and Alex is good, and you and Alex should team up.
Then you guys can go continue to make that case. I'm not going back in the space that I was made to look like an asshole. Like, they made it look like I was dodging. Hey, Jess, they made it look like I was dodging a question, and then they blocked me. So yeah, that's what they were doing. I wasn't dodging a question. I couldn't answer.
Okay.
And then I was blocked, so I was prevented from coming up and answering. And they played it off. I joined with an alt account and I listened. They played it off like I ran and that I was discredited. So that's really sus behavior. Full stop, end of story.
Please, I have my
just
hand
as
up.
an aside, you guys, did you hear when
Can we let Hurls go, Jess? Can we let Hurls go, please?
Yeah, thanks. Sorry, Jess. So I recorded a little bit of what you were saying, and there's something that you can do now because you've got your space here. You can say what you want to say. You've posted up the evidence above, and I recorded that. I can go and post that in that chat now, so it sort of gives you a voice still, if you like. I don't care if I get blocked from them, but I'm happy to do that.
That's cool of you to do. So again, we'll do it here. They're welcome to come here if they want to continue that conversation, right? Where I'm not going to do that. I won't block people. I don't kick people. I haven't blocked Adrian. I haven't blocked NFT God.
Can you change the title to? Can you remove NFT God from the title?
I can't
please?
do that, Jess. This is my space. All right. We're going to do it my way now. I went into their turf. I sat with them. I dealt with all that insincere behavior. If they want to come here and continue the conversation, I'm happy to. But I'm not going to go back and subject myself to more like potential looking like an idiot. Because to me, that smacks as a tactic. That smacks as like something that they're trying to do, right? So, whether it was a mistake to the extent that that was some mistake or not, that's irrelevant at this point in the interaction. Go ahead, Jane, and then Hurls.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Josh, for sharing. And I do kind of understand where you're coming from, and enough is enough. And sometimes the best thing to do is just walk away from the situation and say, "Fuck it." Um, if there's nothing that you feel you can do, just let some time go by and see what transpires down the road. And hopefully, at some point in time, all of this can be resolved. That's my hope for it. I really don't even fully understand the whole ramifications of all of this, but I do support you in what you said because that is who you are and that's how you live your life. And yeah, sometimes you just have to walk away from something. So it's all good that way for me anyway.
Thanks. And by the way, I'm not walking away from the Dittman thing. He's going to go down. I'm committed to that. He's victimized too many women. He's victimized too many people, and myself included. So there is a personal axe to grind in that sense. But it's not as though I'm grinding an axe out of that is like out of insincerity or out of just like straight like envy or something. It's like I'm one of the victims of this, so I'm going to use my direct evidence and direct experience to inform that. And yeah, but in terms of that conversation, I was definitely done like having that. Like, that's ridiculous. Just removing my ability to respond is absolutely. And I don't care if he made a mistake and then unblocked it like that. He just forewent the right to have me in his spaces anymore. You just don't do that to people, Jess.
I think you could have just said, "Look, yeah, I did at one point, maybe, or not the biggest." You could have just made a joke out of it. I would have just said, "Not the biggest," because that's what.
Jess, I was gonna respond. I couldn't respond.
I thought it was comical.
Don't say that you could have said something. I didn't not respond. I couldn't unmute. It still said mute all. Then I was kicked, and then I rejoined, and they wouldn't accept my request.
Well, I think it was
and
Sarah.
Then I was blocked.
Sarah's the bad one.
Okay, then whatever. That I'm not going back into a space where Sarah's co-hosting. Then you understand?
Yeah.
NFT God blocked me to prevent me from responding, and then he pretended like I ran away from the question. That's not what happened.
But then he was like, "Should I unblock him?" And then he unblocked. I think he unblocked you. So
I don't care.
Did you hear? Did you hear when I said to Adrian? I said, "Adrian, to be clear, Alex just called you a pussy," and then Alex goes, "Yeah, pretty much."
Again, let me also speak on this for a second, right? Because somebody was like, "Oh, well, Alex and them are beefing. How can they be working together?" I guess they'd be the first people in the history of reality television to fake a beef. You see what I'm saying? Like you guys got to look at the big picture here. Okay, I don't know if NFT God is collusive with Adrian. To this point, I've never seen evidence of that. But this was a really suspicious thing that just happened. So that immediately makes me suspicious, and I think that I'm entitled to that suspiciousness because of what we watched happen.
Can you tell us if he unblocked you or not? Can you report on the facts,
yes, it looks like I'm unblocked.
Josh?
Sure, it looks like I'm unblocked, but again, that doesn't prove anything. The damage was done. The moment was done. That clippable moment is now there forever.
So, an impartial host and a co-host that each represents one Andrew what's his name, Dittman, and one that represents Josh. And
First of all, let me be clear what I'll do, Hills, right? I would let Adrian Dittman come in here and I would give him co-host so that we can't mute each other. I would happily do that. That's how willing I am to engage in a real debate with him. He'll never do that because he would lose in that debate format.
Also, did you hear when Sarah was
Jess, stop. They kept muting all at really inconvenient times. They would conveniently kick to other people at the exact time where you should let me respond directly because I have the direct evidence to refute it. Like they kept deleting the pins that I was posting, and then they said, "Oh, well, I accidentally cleared them." You're not looking at enough of the big picture here, Jess. Like those pins that I posted up top were showing how like Sleep the God Clumsy was the one who filed that community note. Then someone like Sarah or Adrian was saying, well, you just said it a falsity because the community notes are anonymous, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the community notes are anonymous, but the evidence that they cited in the note was from Clumsy's account where he had a doctored video. So it's like, obviously he's the one that submitted that community note. Nobody else submitted it on behalf of them. So, like, this is all very easy stuff, but I wasn't able to make that case because I was blocked and kicked. Go ahead. I don't even understand why you were
okay, so Sarah is bad and Adrian is bad, and I don't know why
I don't know that. You're the one saying that. For the record, for the recording, I don't know why you're saying that. I'm not saying that.
Okay, I agree. That's fine. But I think that Sarah's bad. This is just a gut thing. I don't have any evidence. Well,
see, that's not productive. I'm not looking at going gut thing.
Wait. I do have evidence because she literally said, we all chase clout. Clout is just a thing that we have to chase, and we all chase it, and we're all chasing clout, and that's all we do. That's what we all do. Shut the fuck up.
Look, let's just be clear here. I'm not interested in speculating about Sarah. I don't know her.
No, it's not speculation. That's what she literally said.
I know, but that's not wrong.
Yes, it is fundamentally wrong.
It's not wrong. Everyone on this platform is chasing clout. That's been my criticism of the platform for a year, Jess. Of course people are chasing clout because Elon aligned in revenue incentives.
It's a choice.
And they choose it. And they're all choosing it. Yes.
And that is fundamentally wrong.
Not bad. It doesn't make them bad.
Yes, it does. It does make them bad. It makes them low quality and pieces of shit.
Yes, every celebrity in the world chases clout. Celebrities aren't pieces of shit, full stop. They chase clout because famedom is part of their job.
They should be chasing quality. Full stop.
Okay. That's your opinion and my opinion, but that doesn't make them objectively wrong. So I disagree with you on that.
Unfortunately, the money follows the clout, and the money should be following the quality.
Well, regardless, I disagree with you on that. So the point is, on this platform,
you disagree? You think clout is good?
I disagree with you.
What is good about clout?
Clout is what makes the world go round. Not everybody can be an expert in every field. I can't be an expert in every field, so I need someone else to become the thought leader and expert and go on podcasts and teach me about those things. Clout's important, Jess.
No, I think that I'm saying that clout is not a good...
Clout is credibility. Clout is reputation. That is clout.
Credibility and reputation to me are different than clout. Clout is...
Okay, I'm not interested in splitting hairs about this technicality. Can we please move on from this topic? Seriously, and you know, to be fair, sorry that I'm a little on edge because that really annoyed me what happened in that other room, and so there's a little bit of that for sure that's going on here. But I disagree with you, and I don't think it's a productive conversation. So I don't want to waste time on this recording talking about the nitpicking detail between clout and fame.
Okay.
So, to be clear, full stop. Adrian's a threat actor. He works with organized hacking syndicates. Even to format like some false equivalence argument where he's trying to say that like, oh well, maybe I was misled. Like what I could see where he was going with that argument, where his argument was going to go is, oh well, I was misled and so my bad, and so he's allowed to say something like oh, he made a mistake. Now but like the way it was going to be spun was going to be an unfair false equivalence, because then if I were to say, oh yeah, I used to think NFT God was a financial fraudster, and then I looked into it and I was wrong, that wouldn't be forgiven the way that they would forgive Adrian Dittman. So they'll forgive Adrian Dittman for claiming I'm a terrorist and defrauded people for millions of dollars, but then I wouldn't be forgiven and I would be the one that got discredited. That was where that was headed, Jess. So, and by the way, I wasn't dodging any question.
I don't think so.
Jess, they literally kicked me from the space. They kicked me from the space and then said I was dodging. How are you struggling with this? They asked me a question. I attempted to answer. I was kicked and blocked so I couldn't return. Only when I started complaining about that did they go, we unblocked him. It was a glitch. If I didn't complain about it, the narrative forever would have been that I dodged a question and that I was proven wrong. Don't you get that? They only unblocked me and tried to undo it when Jess, they only unblocked me when I made a stink about it. Don't you get that? Go ahead.
Okay, to speak very dramatically, but also for real, I mean, what I'm going to say is going to sound dramatic, but it's my real opinion just delivered in a very dramatic fashion. Alex, his soul is salvageable and he earned my respect. And Sarah can die literally, and Adrian can die.
So that sounds
literally.
like you have a personal problem with Sarah, and I don't want that on my stage, Jess, because that will hurt my cause.
No,
it
I don't
sounds like
personal,
you just have a personal vendetta against Sarah.
It's not personal.
You're not presenting anything that Sarah's not relevant. Sarah's not a hacker. She's not manipulating the platform. So why are you bringing her up? Because she's more famous than you?
She kept undermining what Alex was trying to do.
Oh my God. I don't see it that way, so I disagree.
Okay, well, you can disagree.
Chelsea, by the way, you're welcome to come up and co-host if you want. I don't want to put anybody on the spot and make them co-host things. Like, this is obviously, like, people DM me being like, oh, I don't want to get involved. Like, the people who Adrian's been DMing that fake doctored image about me around to, they don't want to report it because they don't want to get on the radar. Like, Kettlebell Dan doesn't want to bring this directly to Elon's attention because he has a mortgage to pay. And
So when I join your spaces, you would send me a mic, but now I'm dead to you, and I want to know why, and I want facts. I want screenshots. I want Andy screenshots.
Honestly, I don't really let people live rent-free in my head. I have too many things to do. I have no idea why people are this obsessed with me. Can you imagine how obsessed people would have to be to like track all that information over all that? You have any idea how much information I put out? It's insane. I can't believe someone actually screenshot it. That's just hilarious. Dude, imagine having that little going on in your life. That's amazing.
Because or else you're gonna get away with this shit, man. You're gonna say that you
get away with what? Get away with what? Get away with what?
Who's talking? I'm talking, Andy.
Like what
get
you
away
just
with
lied.
what?
You are so confident.
I'm getting away with
about,
absolutely
you only
nothing.
hosted one space.
Catherine, am I
sorry, I have a very bad memory, so I guess I maybe wasn't able to track all of them. I said that I also co-hosted a bunch of them with. I should have used the official declaration saying I don't recall exactly. But yeah, man, hey, I mean, anyone can make mistakes, right? I'm not living rent-free in people's heads, and you probably are. I don't know. I'm just it's just kind of a you problem more than it's a me problem. Just saying.
Oh my God, Adrian Dittman. I'm talking about you and me. Why are you talking about some dude that I don't care about? Now I'm unmuting only Adrian Dittman. The rest of you I have still muted. Go ahead, Adrian Dittman. Explain yourself.
Well, I just said that my phone was glitching. I couldn't bring you up.
Oh, okay. Well, I will forgive that one time. Andy probably took a screenshot of you not bringing me up. I expect him to post it in the nest. If he does not, Andy, you're blocked. So Adrian, part 2. You sent me a mean DM and I didn't appreciate it. So I'd like you to apologize to me.
It's a very, by the way, this is a lot of sarcasm here. So if you don't get this, please do log off.
Oh, I'm not being sarcastic. It was mean and I'm crying and I even.
Oh, that one. Oh, yeah. You probably mean the one that, where I said your platform people are defaming me?
Yes. And I said, I'm not a platformer, fuckface, or something along those.
True. You are a co-host. Oh, wait. Sorry. I mean, hey, maybe there's like less meaning in there being a co-host status. Apparently, that's so bad that even if you are in a room and you happen to be co-hosting someone, you're somehow guilty by association or whatever that person later does. So I get.
All right, I got something big here. I'm going to be quite honest, Sarah. Whatever strand you was going there was really boring, killing my vibe totally.
You know what? I had to do something while you alleviated your disgusting.
Really, I was people this stupid on the internet.
Were you
Is this what people are like? If
really
this is what humanity does at large, then honestly, I hate to say this, but there's really not much of a future.
I got something interesting. I think this will be an interesting thread to pull here.
This is pessimistic as fuck.
So we have on stage Money Penny and Chris Hunter. Money Penny and Chris Hunter, and I'm being serious here, are 100% convinced, Adrian, that you are Elon and they have evidence. Money Penny and Chris Hunter, would you like to unmute?
Oh, fuck off.
So Money, I think this will get very interesting. So Money Penny, you present, you go ahead.
I will never be on this platform again because I don't know how to deal with it. I am shaking like a fucking leaf. Chris Hunter reprimanded me for being correct in working out the code that
what I'm saying is true, that there's coordinated, collusive behavior to try to silence the exposing of corrupt motherfuckers like this. So, yeah, go ahead, Jane.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than being the brunt of somebody else's anger. It's a bad spot to be in, and I empathize with you. And I really, really hope that somehow you can find peace with all of this. And with that, I have to go. I've got to go eat some supper. So I really do hope for the best. Okay, Josh?
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So yeah, another thing you saw happening in that space was a couple accounts came up, and they pretended to do the victim role. It was also really sus stuff. Like that one account, she goes, "Oh, oops, I didn't mean to. Oh no, I don't want to be. No, I don't want to be made. I don't want this to be in the public." And then an FT guy goes, "No, please go ahead," and she starts to tell her sob story. Now I got out ahead of it because I've seen that shtick played 100 times, where it's like you play the victim role, so that makes it really hard for me to like say, "Hey, you're part of this little LARP that's happening, this little role play." It's from an account that was literally created this month, so like, and who pretended to accidentally hit the raise hand button. And this is emblematic of a much larger problem of deception on the platform that's been going on that, again, I've been trying to call attention to, which is like, it's so easy to make a bot account or to purchase a bot account that can now with AI actually speak. I don't know if those two people were AI because they could have been actual like women from the group. There are women in these little hacking groups, believe it or not. But like, regardless, that like you're going to be able to make these AI speaking bots out of it that go up on stage and really muddy the waters, make really complex, disingenuous arguments that seem really hard to pinpoint and identify. And you can layer that scam to be really insurmountable. So like imagine a space where you have other speakers that come up that are on your team that then say, "I think Adrian is making a better argument than Josh personally." And then 3 other people on stage hit the applaud emoji at the same time. Like this is the kind of coordination I'm talking about that exists. And like if you could do that, wouldn't that be a useful, productive tactic? It would. And that's literally what these guys are investigating in our building on these underground like Telegram groups and hacker groups. there are multiple factions of them, so like it's not just one giant conspiracy. So and they are competing. So like he mentioned some Liam Neeson account. People have been sending this too, saying that that's been attacking them. That could be a warring faction for all I know. I don't know enough about that. It equally could just be himself attacking himself to create cover and make himself look like a victim, right? Like that's also something that I've confirmed people do. So. When you're dealing with somebody this deceptive, right? Somebody who will effectuate an Elon voice, you could use it for clout, trick people, lie to people in their face, manufacture evidence against ethical, outspoken people like myself. The kind of behavior that begets, the kind of individual that behavior has to come from. Think about what else they're capable of, because you're only seeing like the tip of the iceberg here with what I've been talking about and revealing, and the rest of it gets even more convoluted and dense than that. But it doesn't mean it's not true. I don't know, Chelsea, if you wanted to say anything, but thanks for coming up and co-hosting.
Honestly, I really didn't know exactly what happened, so I kind of saw some of the tweets, but I wasn't in any of the spaces. So I'm just trying to catch up here.
So yeah, they were hosting some space with Andy, Australian Andy, who was going in, who's co-hosted space with me before, talking about these fake Elons and these scams and stuff, and Adrian Dittman in particular. And so somebody sent me a DM saying, "Hey, they're exposing Adrian," and I went into this space, and it was really odd. First of all, they weren't accepting my request to speak, and eventually they did, but it was like they were treating it like it was the satire, like because NFT God hosts a lot of these like satirical spaces where they'll like just make fun of people. Oh my God, the CIA is out to get you. Oh my God, the deep state. Like they'll play a character, and they started by playing that character. And I even ask on the stage, I can load up on this other device here if you want that first space where I can play it back where you can hear like I go, is this satire? Are you doing satire right now? Because it sounded like satire. And he said, no, we're serious. And then like that space started to glitch out and get hacked and stuff. And so they're like, let's just restart a new one. So they restarted a new one where they started again behaving completely differently. Like all their mannerisms were very serious now. So they stopped that satirical thing, which, okay, fine. To their credit, maybe they heard what I said and they realized, oh yeah, we should probably take this more serious. But then they started to like, they eventually got Dittman in there. They brought him up. Now Dittman has me blocked and has for some time now. So that I can't reply to his posts, because what I would do is anytime he would do something like deceitful, I would expose the scam. I'd be like, hey, he's really just trying to get you to click on this. He's really trying to get over there. And it really annoyed him that I kept revealing that. He brought Dittman up, and then they started to create these like this scenario where they would mute us and get Dittman to answer. But then they if you notice, they were holding me to some like higher burden of proof when it's like Dittman's the one who went into a public space and accused me of being a terrorist and defrauding millions of dollars. Dittman's the one who hired a hacker to hack into my Telegram. Dittman's the one who hired a hacker to then use the community notes feature to cite dubious evidence that links to some fake blockchain evidence that is not the contract that I'm associated with.
And but now he was seen with Elon, so they're clout chasing.
Yeah,
so
for
you
sure.
got to think about that.
That's right.
It would make sense.
To people who would be clout chasing, to Jess's credit, right? So to people like Sarah or Kat or NFT God who are indeed clout chasers, that someone like Dittman is more valuable to them because Dittman is friends with Elon. Elon follows him, right? Elon follows a few accounts that block me. Now you got to ask yourself this question, right? Why would people block me? I am the enemy of deception, corruption, and fraud. So right off the bat, the number one profile of the person who would block me are people who stand to have their wallets lightened because of me. And so there's a few people that Elon follows, meaning that like these people, and I can confirm Adrian's one of them, and there's another one who's also part of this hacking group that Elon follows. Elon thinks is his friend. Elon thinks are interesting because these are con artists who are targeting Elon to chase clout and to get influence and garner influence on this platform. And Elon either has no clue about it or he doesn't care. And I'm trying to expose that. And so but to people like who also are trying to clout chase to some varying degree of ethics and morals, right, and values, someone like Dittman is more valuable than me of a friend to keep around because he actually has Elon's ear, so to speak. You know what I mean? Isn't that weird? So on the NFT God's question, by the way, and notice that he rebranded himself to Alex Finn X instead of NFT God. I wonder why you might want to rebrand. Does your other brand have maybe some negative tarnish associations with it? Who knows, right? But like, yeah, NFT God back in 2021, 2022 was promoting an enormous number of scams, fraud. Now, to the extent that you want to call him personally accountable, Jess, I know you said he's redeemable, this and that. I agree that people exist on a spectrum. To the extent he was just an influencer that was complicit in promoting pump and dumps and Ponzi schemes, or to the extent he accepted kickbacks and bribes to promote them, is up for great debate. During the Twitter files scandal, I posted what I called crypto files. And this was the beginning of the targeted platform manipulation that would suppress me. This was right around the time that the algorithm was open sourced. And this was exactly the motivation of all the crypto fraudsters that I was exposing, was that they didn't want their wallets to get lighter, no pun intended, like literal crypto wallets. So I'm pinning up top what crypto files was. And I believe NFT God was on that list of people you could pay to get your crypto coins and NFTs promoted. There's a bunch of influencers that are on this list. It was a PowerPoint presentation that one of these agencies that coordinates fraud was circulating around. So to the extent that he was like, were you calling me or this and that? And it's like, yeah, I think in my investigation, I probably saw that you were accepting money to promote crypto tokens, right? Now, this is indeed a gray area. Does that mean he created these scams? No. And it's no different than people who like pay X to advertise their coins. You can go on X. There's a category for like financial services that you can take an ad out for. And people advertise their fake wallets. They advertise their fake coins all the time. And these coins are in fact Ponzi schemes. They're frauds. And so like to what extent is X participating in complicit in a scam? This is the open debate, but this see as really sus behavior, because I've been very consistent in where I lie on ethics and values, and I'm dealing with people who all of them aren't me. Like all of them aren't that convicted about this, but they'll create false equivalence arguments like I have not substantiated my claims any more than Adrian did, and it's like no, that is not true. It's patently not true. Hey, welcome back to the stage, Jess.
Thanks.
So I'm digging back through this, and it doesn't look like in these screenshots NFT God was on this list, but a lot of his friends are. So again, like I don't know, that might have been enough to piss him off. But yeah, people exist on a spectrum, and to what extent he regrets promoting Ponzi schemes, I don't know. Like I wouldn't hold that universally against him, but again, you have to take things like in conjunction with one another. At the moment he brought that up to try to discredit my argument in some way, he then pretended like I was trying not to speak when I was doing everything I could to speak while blocking me and removing me from the space, and then blaming it on a glitch only after he got caught because I DM'd everybody that he did that. So everybody started holding his feet to the fire. I don't see how you can explain that behavior away, Jess, but go ahead and try.
I'm not going to explain the behavior. I just I think that he did unblock you. I mean, Adrian didn't like unblock you, so
Yes, but him unblocking me, that's like saying he gave you an ice pack after he punched you in the nose and broke your nose. He did give you an ice pack. What are you saying? I don't know what you mean. The point, I hear you saying he unblocked me, but what is the point of saying that? He blocked me at the moment that it was the worst time to block me. That made me look really, really bad.
And him undoing it later is less. That doesn't even bring us back to baseline. It doesn't even bring us back to even, because he already kind of raised all this doubt in people's minds. I'm immediately at like this disadvantaged position argumentatively. So I don't know what you mean by
I don't like.
He made it all better. He unblocked you. He didn't make it all better.
I don't like that he. I don't want him to make you look bad, but I just think that he confronted you, which you can respect, right? Like I don't think it was like confronting, like confrontational, like let's fight. It was more just like,
No, hang on. So
let's talk.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. So let's be clear. What happened was people desperate to try to discredit me found something that would put me at odds with the host. And so they were spamming into his DMs going, "Oh, Josh used to say this about you." Now, Alex Finn probably not seeing himself as a scammer, but because he doesn't understand, like he doesn't want to accept the fact that him taking money to promote scams makes him kind of complicit in scamming. He immediately put that, like it's called driving a wedge between two people, right? So that was the motivation for whoever sent him that information. And then as I attempted to respond to it, there's sort of a theater unfolded that made it seem like I dodged the question. That like, oh, as soon as you challenged Josh, his arguments fall apart. And that became the narrative that then they allowed Dittman to run for the next 15 minutes. He filibustered talking about exactly that. Don't you see the pattern there?
Yeah, I see that.
Go ahead.
I think that my read on it, and this could be wrong, but my read on it was that Alex was still trying to make it entertaining, which again you can respect. Like, so
you just got done criticizing Sarah for doing that clout thing. Now you're saying we can respect NFT God for trying to be a clout chaser and an entertainer?
No, I didn't.
Right.
I didn't.
That's because Sarah's shtick is that she does comedy. So anything, even if the clout chasing part, she was probably saying that as a joke.
Yeah.
First of all, clout and entertainment are different to me. I see clout as like devoid of actual entertainment or quality. So when you say clout, what it means to me is an empty thing that's not good. So,
Well, I don't agree with that definition. I don't know why you have that as your definition. Clout is like by definition is not. It's
reputation is different to me than clout. So just say
okay, but why are you spending the time making this argument right now when it has nothing to do with any salient points we're trying to
because
emphasize here?
you brought it up. You brought it up.
Okay, but I brought it up in response to you bringing it up earlier, Jess. Like, Sarah didn't block me, okay, and I don't think she kicked me. I think NFT God kicked me. That's what I think happened. And I think he blocked me when I started to say, why won't you let me back up to answer you? Then he blocked me so that my reposts couldn't be tagged to the bottom of his space anymore, so that no one else would see it. Then I started DMing all the people on stage.
He did say, I just wanted to clarify that I wasn't like against Josh. I just wanted to.
Then he blocked me, Jess.
But then
it's called follow someone's actions and not their words, Jess.
He unblocked you though.
But he blocked me to remove me from speaking.
I don't think so.
Why would he do it? Why are you defending this behavior? I don't understand that.
Because it's what I believe. It's what I believe.
Well, I can't help you there. Okay? The reality is I was muted, so I couldn't answer. I was made to look like I was dodging the question by kicking me. Then I started complaining about that, so they blocked me. And then I DM'd all of his other speakers so that they would question him about it directly. And then he manufactured it was a glitch excuse and unblocked me. That's what happened. How you're doing mental gymnastics into him being a good guy is weird to me.
No, I'm not saying
I just outlined what happened. How do you explain that?
I don't know. I don't know.
So you don't explain it, right? Why are there people defending that behavior in here right now? I don't understand. And this is the what flabbergasts me, right? Because you're an ally of mine. You're somebody who's been in my community a long time, and even you are having trouble seeing this for what it was. Think about how difficult that's going to be for me to convince anybody else. I just got another DM from somebody. This is from Andrew Baker. Oh no. Sorry. Never mind. He liked my
It's
tweet.
because
Sorry.
these people create these likable characters and they're these caricatures of actual selves on this platform and they project and it draws in a crowd, it draws people to them and people form these parasocial relationships and they think they know these people but they don't.
Right. And now, like, if I'm a strategist, right, and this is me just spitballing now because this obviously is all unfolding. So I haven't had really time to unpack all the research. I haven't gone into all these other groups that I have like moles in and see and piece together what happened here. But if I were watching my adversary find success on Spaces and see him have success getting the narrative out, my strategy might be to take control of the narrative, co-opt someone else who already has clout to take control of the narrative, and then have them start to expose me before Josh. Because having the expose happen from someone else who you could marginally move the goalposts around with, who can create moments like that where they make me look silly, that actually helps you. Like, if stuck between a rock and a hard place, my voice is getting out there finally anyway, then usurping the spread of my message for a message that can be manipulated and influenced because you can get the host to like kick me out during the pivotal point of an argument, right? That would be benefit me. That would be beneficial to me as a strategist. Does that make sense, Jess?
Yeah, it does. That does make sense. And that's one possibility, but the possibility that I believe is because he confronted Sarah and Catherine, and he's like, "Did you remove Josh after you left?" This is what he said, and
yes, but Jess, think about this from. Sorry, I'm getting animated, but this is so frustrating. Think about this from the perspective of somebody who wants to provide cover for their action. You would go, "Did you remove Josh?" You using that right now is some evidence to his ethics is weird to me. Don't you see how he would be motivated to play off like, "I didn't remove him, did you?" Huh? That's exactly what you would do if you did that. Don't you see that? How do you not see that? How is this not connecting with you? I want to understand. Am I not connecting here? Is it not making sense? Where am I going wrong?
um,
That's exactly what you would do if you had just done that thing.
yeah, but it's also what you would do
So
if you didn't remove him. If you didn't remove you. So
I
I'm just
said I
telling
was
you.
removed by NFT
I'm
God. It
just
said
telling you
I
what
got the
my
message that tells me who removed me. So that just tells me he's deliberately lying. It was him who removed me, and he blocked me, which removed me the second time. Because when you're blocked by a host, you can't go up. I'm not blocked by Miley or Catherine or Sarah. So the second reason I was removed was definitely because he blocked me. So him feigning this like naivete, "I don't know what happened. How did you get removed?" That's what you would do if you were complicit, collusive. There we go. Andy and Andrew, what's up? What's up, Andy?
Hey,
And Andrew.
Josh, I hit him with the receipt, right? He shared that, about Shillendale and Alex. He said very confidently, I only hosted one space within one space. And I shared like a 3, 4 screenshots of what he said. Then he started beating around the bushes and he was like, I don't remember exactly, da da da. and he was interfering me whenever I was talking. Like before, he was like making a complaint. People with the only like less self-respect interfere other people while talking, and then he was panicking, man. He was having a tantrum. Like it was literally like losing
Who are you
everything,
talking about?
and I kind of
Who's Shill Villain's new alt? What's the new identity? Because he's changed his
I have no
identity.
idea, man.
Okay.
He's changed his identity. Yeah.
You
So
can't just say
when I
he
talk
because I'm
about
confused
Adrian,
about who you're talking about.
oh, I'm talking about Adrian. Adrian was like panicking, and I could hear it is his voice, like
Oh
he's
yes,
interfering
then
me
I
a lot
agree.
because he thought like he was. Then I have to leave the space because it was annoying. Like I kind of feel like Alex, they're not doing a great job. Like
Yeah, of course
after I
not.
showed all the receipt, after I showed all the receipt, and they was still like buttering up stuff like that. I'm like, what the freak, man? You literally, I showed the receipt of like this guy. He was
I know.
lying, like he
And then
legit
what they
lied
did
so
at the
many times.
exact wrong time, Andy, they kicked me, which made me look stupid.
Yeah, and he was saying that
Which
you
immediately
you run
disarmed, which
away.
immediately
Then you run
yeah,
away,
exactly,
Josh.
saying I ran
That's what I
away.
said. Then I actually told
I mean, I agree that
Alex, you
Alex is
literally
guilty
blocked it.
of leaving
Hang on,
Sarah be a co-host.
No, stop with the Sarah thing. Stop, Andy. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Alex, so I told Alex, you actually blocked him. That's why he's not able to come back to your space. Then after that, I showed like Adrian said I only hosted one space with the Shill and Dilling. Then I said no, you spent hours and hours. You hosted more than one space, and he said
Several.
no. Then I actually showed him the screenshot. Then he said like, oh, 1, 2, 3, I forget about it. So you leave
It's the
rent
same
free. Then he
difference. Yeah, he just
started,
tried to brush it on the table.
yeah.
Every claim that we disprove, he
See,
just shoves it
he's
under the
like
table.
he started insulting me. Then later on, then I shared like then Sierra was like, if Andy don't show me one more screenshot of he actually hosted with other people, I'm gonna block him. Then I actually shared another screenshot of like I have more. Like I shared another screenshot. Here we go, another one. Then I just remove myself because they're changing the topic from that
That's what
NFT
that's
to
see, and you see,
NFT
Jess, that's
to
why I didn't go
whether
back in
he's
because I knew.
Elon. Whether he's
Sorry.
Elon or not. I'm just like, you're completely diverting the topic. It's like
Yep.
everybody knows, the people with the common sense know is that like it was funny, man. Like then I just kind of left the space. I said like,
It'll
done
be
with that
interesting to
shit.
see if they keep that recording up or if they delete it because it doesn't look good for them. And like,
Nah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely
but
doesn't look good.
they clearly were collusive. Like to me, it's clear. I don't want to like do I have evidence that and they're colluding? But it's like it just seems
And
to me like
he called me like, are you're the Josh guy? I said like, I don't even know Josh very well. We barely talk. Like I came to my Twitch space. I'm not gonna say he's the best guy in the world or I know Josh very well. I don't know. I was very honest. I only know him from the spaces. But
hell, you and I had a falling out. I stopped going to your spaces. Like we're not
yeah, so
buddies. We're not like on the team here, but
no,
we are
not at
unified on
all.
this front about Adrian because it's the way it is. It's the way it is.
So
Yes, let's
then
all
I was
just
just like,
kill Adrian. How about?
No, let's not say that again. That
Hey Josh, I DM'd you
Figuratively.
Alex's alt.
sorry, go ahead, Drippy, and then we'll go to Andrew.
I said I DM'd you Alex's alt. Shillin' Villain. I follow
now
all
he's
those
saying that
fuckers,
Shill and
dude.
Villain is bad and
Oh no,
da.
dude, he's about to fight that one dude, Bark, dude. Like they're legit fucking fighting, dude. Like it's
Who
funny,
is
dude.
Mark? Can you tell me? That's
Bark
where
is
I was confused. Who is he though?
BARK, Bark.
check him out.
So
Bark
who
and
is the
Shillen.
Mark? There was a Mark guy up there, or a Matt guy, and he was. I don't even know what he was trying to say.
Yeah. Well, if Matt Baker went up there, it's because Adrian was.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Matt Baker. So the other day, Adrian started threatening him with like suing him because he platformed me. I went to Matt Baker's space the other day. Andy, you were in his space too. Yeah.
Yeah,
So basically, anything.
I actually asked, like, I'm not gonna I just asked him like, what's the deal with you and Alex? And he started talking shit about Alex, and they were talking about rugging and all of this
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm just, bro, you
They're
literally
all
hosted
ruggers.
so
They're all
many.
ruggers, and they all want to expose each other
Yeah,
to peek on his side. Yeah. So it's
you
and so
literally
I'm
deleted
the
the
natural enemy of
space.
all. I'm the natural enemy of anybody who rugs because I created technology that stops rug pulling, stops fraud. So like that's why, Jess, they would be collusive. Can we go to Andrew because he's had his hand up? Sorry, Andy.
So I have taken a break from spaces for a few weeks to get away from drama, and I decided to come back tonight.
Welcome
It's been
back.
very
Same. I
confusing.
barely host spaces.
You have great timing,
I,
my friend.
yeah, I'm like, what is going on here? I'm hearing one side, everybody's going into Adrian and he's having a tantrum. Then he's got his own little space where it's Scoble basically talking about how great Adrian is, and everybody
Yeah,
talking about how
Scoble's.
he's helping them so
Can I
much and
just
everything.
say,
Which,
I
by the way,
am
I'd
so
mentioned
happy
something against
that
Adrian when I
I
had a
Hang on, let's let Andrew finish,
fuck
Jess.
you.
I had something all set up with Scoble. Like me and him had been like texting and on the phone about it, and then something came up. I'd said something about I don't really think Adrian's all that legit. I didn't even go into it. I was just like, look, he switches from whatever's cool at the moment, and he's the expert in that. And then suddenly Scoble just started ghosting me right after that.
Yeah,
So
Scoble
that was kind of interesting.
for
But
a long
I
time, Scoble.
really don't know what's going on. I did notice that like when I heard everybody laying into Adrian, I was like, where is Josh? So I sent you a message, but then I eventually saw this space. So I was like,
Oh,
this
I
is
dude.
the
DM
So
Josh
Josh
too.
has
I
been
sent
waiting
him
for
the
this.
space, dude.
you missed it, Andrew. You must have missed it. I was already in that space.
You missed
They
it.
kicked me.
Yeah,
So
it
But,
sound. I
basically,
bet it was
but,
when I
great
but
call,
did you
because
hear when I called Adrian a
he's.
pussy?
Okay,
And I got it
so
on.
I
I
didn't. I
when you
recorded it. I'm recording. I'm still recording. So just
Well,
FYI.
I
so
was in
so
there up
Jess
until a few
doesn't
minutes
give a
ago,
fuck.
and he was still freaking out on people. They did bring that Matt Baker guy up, and he was going on and on about how he will not unblock him, and then now he's going on about how he gets countless death threats a day, and he has these like $1 million corporations trying to deplatform him and giving him death threats and all these
Yeah,
things.
Matt
And
Baker guy's really
it's
cooking.
like,
That's the
dude, this
liberal
sounds straight up
side.
delusional.
Yeah, the Matt
But
Baker
I
guy's a
don't
little
actually
cooking.
know what's going on. Like, what have Andy said? Something got exposed. I don't really know what the deal is. Why is there 3 spaces about Adrian right now?
Because he got exposed. So I posted a while ago. So if you look at, can you see the nest, Andrew? So I was in that space that you were in with Shill and Villain, or not Shill and Villain, NFT God and the other people, and they started it kind of satirically, like it was almost like it was theater, like they were like being way over the top about things. And then I was like, I even asked them bluntly, I was like, "Are you being doing satire? Because this is serious." And then they kind of like they canceled, they shut down that space, started a new one, and then they started to take it a little more seriously. But then they eventually got Adrian in there. Now Adrian has been dodging coming into spaces with me since I started exposing him because he knows that I'll make him look like an idiot when like I'll hold him to account for all the receipts he can't produce. Now, so it's immediately my sus meter went off when they brought him up because it's like, why is he choosing now to come into a space when I'm in NFT God space? This struck me as an odd timing for Adrian to decide to debate me. Then what started to unfold is they started to keep mute alling at exactly the wrong times where I was trying to respond to a direct hypocritical claim Dittman was making. And then they also started to be like, well, Josh, well, I haven't seen any evidence. So they started to like cast doubt on what I was saying when it's like, this is absurd. So I immediately started getting suspicious around that. Then it culminated with NFT God asking, "Oh, Josh, did you once say that I was the biggest financial criminal of all time?" And I was like, I tried to unmute, but I couldn't unmute. And then they started doing this thing. "Oh, Josh, suddenly you're going to go quiet? Oh, this guy's running away from the hard questions. He must be the one that's lying." And they kicked me from the space. So I rejoined and I hit the request button and I screenshotted me requesting and them not letting me up. And then I posted the reply and I DM'd it to some people. That's when NFT God blocks me so that I can't reply with the post anymore that I've been trying to request to speak. So then I DM'd everybody that he blocked me, and then so people started asking him, and he goes, "Oh, it was a glitch. Sorry, he can join again." And they tried to get me back in there. And of course, by this point, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that because obviously your intentions are now very clear." That's what happened, and it's exactly what happened. Thank you for the 100, Chelsea. That's verbatim, like it was like shot, play by play, exactly what happened. And the reason this all started was because I started to get some real traction on exposing Adrian Dittman. I posted a video where me and Trippy and Chelsea were talking about him, so I'll pin that video up top if you want to watch that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna play that video just for the recording's sake, so people who listen to us back can hear it.
Yeah, dude, he fucking tried to call you out, dude, and like just
Yeah.
he wouldn't even let you talk, and then he dipped. Remember?
It's a funny
Yeah.
funny thing though. When I asked him about, like, I don't know much about you, man, but I asked him, like, based on the recording that you shared on the top, I asked him, like, so you called Josh on a public platform a scammer and accused him for scamming $2 million from his
Yeah,
investors. Then
I sent
now
him that
you
clip
have
a
the
couple weeks
audacity to
ago.
come here. Yeah, and now you have the audacity to come over here and saying that people are accusing him of something without a receipt, and like, are you
Yep.
gonna apologize to him? And he said a sorry to you. That was
By
actually
the
pretty
way,
funny.
by the way, I'm not unblocked, Jess, by NFT God. I'm still blocked. So just to be
You
clear,
mean like the Alex?
Alex Finn God, yes, that's the same person. He
Oh, so
rebranded
this
I
himself.
is
have Alex
Alex is
muted,
the
He
but I
said he
found
NFT
out about the
God?
unblocked
space because
you.
it showed me
He
his
said he
Yeah,
post.
he's
unblocked you.
lying, Jess. Andy,
No,
NFT God is Alex Finn. That's the
you
same.
said that he
Oh God,
unblocked you.
Sorry, one
I
second,
said that
Jess.
because he said it, Jess.
What?
Hold on a second, Josh. Is it Alex is actually NFT God?
Yes.
Yeah, he just changed his name. He he tweeted about it like
Ah, so
35
he's the
times
one
a
who was
day for like a month
promoting
and a half.
AI without knowing AI, like machine
Yes.
learning. Ah, okay. That
No,
makes a
he's the
lot
one
more
who
sense right
started
now.
every tweet
Yes.
with
It's
"I've been using Grok for 30 days," and
yeah.
I
Yes,
know.
and
Okay,
I
so I
thought that was
understand his level
bullshit.
of intelligence then.
But
Now, Jess, I said he unblocked me because you said he unblocked me. Do you get that?
no, because that's not.
You told me, Jess. You told me Alex says he unblocked you and you can come back into his space. So go back. You said that, did you not?
Yes, and then I asked you if he
So
unblocked you.
stop. I'm sorry, but stick with me. You said he unblocked me. I went along with it because I assumed he did. It would make sense that he would unblock me. Turns out he didn't. I'm still blocked. Okay.
But I asked you specifically if he unblocked you.
And I said yes because I was going along with what you said. It wasn't the case. He's not unblocked me.
Okay, well, don't do that shit. That's pretty bullshit.
Okay. So you see what I've been dealing with, Andrew? This is what I've been dealing with.
bunch of fucking amateurs.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm going to play real quick, guys. Just what I exposed about Dittman that kind of triggered this whole thing. Because what this really is, Andrew,
But
is them
just
trying
to
to
be
get out
clear,
ahead.
you lied.
Jesus Christ, Jess! I lied. Is that what is the argument you're making? Does
Yes, I
anybody want to
asked you
present
if he
why what Jess is
unblocked
doing is
you,
stupid?
and you lied.
That's insanity. Does anybody else want to take this?
No, I think he was
You
trying to
told him
say
that he
that
unblocked you,
Yeah, you
and
told me
then
he
maybe.
unblocked me, Jess. You're the one
he
that said
repeated
that.
it
No,
because you said that to
I
him.
said that he said that he unblocked you, and then I asked you if he unblocked you, and you.
And I said, sure. I didn't check, Jess. I said, sure, I don't care. I'm not going back. It turns out he didn't even do the thing he said he did. So
Just
he
okay, well,
lied,
just
not me.
own it, and move on. Like, you don't have to try to defend that
What
behavior.
are you saying?
Well,
What is this?
I'm interested on how I have Alex muted, but his posts are showing up in my timeline with the thing underneath it that says you have this person muted.
So this is so
Oh,
weird, right? Like,
Josh, the funny thing though,
isn't this
Alex was
insane?
like, I was
Isn't this
super
insane?
calm on the space. I didn't interfere. Like, I was like very calm when I was talking, but they were thinking like I was the one who like distracted the space. Alex said, Andy, I'm gonna go to Andy right now. And I'm gonna go to Andy. Then whenever I started saying, Alex was like, shut the fuck up, Andy. Let me finish.
I remember. Yeah, I saw
Bro,
that.
you just mentioned my name and just that's why I was just going on. And then
That
Adrian
was
was keep on,
awful.
yeah,
So,
but it
so
was
guys, it's
like
just.
they were like really insulting people. And
I know.
first of all, I don't believe he's Elon from the day
Of
one.
course
People
not.
who knows me, I never believed. Yeah, and the second thing is that there are people, some people who actually
You
believed he was
act,
Elon.
shut the fuck up. You act like I don't believe he's Elon.
Okay.
Like, that's not the scam,
No,
dummy.
I never, yeah, I never
No, but
believed like
that's the problem. What he's
the
freaking out about is the whole
yeah,
liberal
he was,
drama, right?
and
He's
the
freaking out
problem
about
is
Liam
actually. Yeah,
Neeson
it's
or
not
whatever,
the problem
thinking
is actually
even
we don't
he
even need
knows
to
that
talk
he's not
about
Elon.
we don't even need to
Yes.
art is the thing is that we don't even need to talk about whether he's Elon or not. That's not the relevant topic was today. My question was based on like his NFT his NFT programs that he's associated with, the
Yeah.
people that he was associated with, but they are diverting that from that to they are going back to this unnecessary Elon Musk talk. I'm like,
Well,
why
the
are we
Elon
even
Musk
talking
stuff,
about it?
but if they would have an honest conversation about it, people are getting death threats for
Yep.
just saying that he's Elon Musk. Like, people are
Right.
getting deplatformed for saying that he's Elon Musk.
And
Whether or
Yeah,
not
he's
they
and
believe
there
and
was a
he
he's
is,
lady.
And
There
Adrian
was
is not
bullshit.
and Adrian is not getting deplatformed for literally being
Exactly.
the one deplatforming people. Yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly, and he's sitting there crying, saying, "Oh my God, I'm getting harassed, and all these people, and they're
yeah,
trying to
and
deplatform me in the
he's playing the
media. And oh
victim,
my
right?
God!" But he's the one that's literally sending people death threats, hacking into their accounts, trying to dox them. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing about it, right? What I find, there was no logical discussion in that space. It was more of like a bunch of adults talking shit and talking about Elon
It,
Musk. They how many
it was
times they
LARPing.
So
It
there
was
was
if
it was
I
like
theater.
if
no
I say,
common
just
sense.
for everybody listening, if I
Jesus.
say somebody said that the sky is blue, and then I ask you, is the sky blue? And you don't check, that's
No.
not
You
the
can check
goal
Why
that,
are you
but
of
that's
my
saying
not
that?
that
question,
was not the
just to be
entire
clear.
topic of discussion. That was not the entire topic of discussion. It's not about whether Adrian is Elon or not. It's like Elon, like Adrian was involved in this certain thing. He actually tricked people because he was on my spaces from day one. Because when he had 300 followers, he used to come to my spaces, and he used to be on the space. And I got to find the recording, right? And when one person
Yeah.
asked him, like, "Are you Elon Musk?" and he was like, "Why do you want to know?" It was like that kind of an
He would
answer. He
dodge the
never
question. Yeah. That's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was doxxed because he never directly answered people about like whether he's Elon or not, right?
And that was
So
his whole.
people
That's the only reason why
curiosity,
that's the only reason why this account grew. Because by the way, he created this
yeah,
account
that's
fresh.
exactly how he grew his account. So
That's right.
it's it's a matter of common sense, right? Like then later on, what he does is very smart. Like he started going to all these spaces, and everybody's curiosity increased. You can check the comments, like, "Oh, you are Elon Musk. You're definitely Elon Musk." He never, right now, after he actually interacted with Elon on a
It's
space,
the only
right
time
now
he's
he's
saying he's not. It's the only time he
yeah,
said he's
now he's
not.
not Elon. He's not Elon.
Right.
Now he's saying that, right? Before
And now,
he never used to correct anybody or never say that, I was not Elon or something like that.
and why would it be? What would be the motivation? Right. That's the question. Why would he do that? Well, why wouldn't you want to cultivate an audience that is the lookalike audience to Elon's? It's the same people who would follow Elon are following Adrian, thinking that this is his alt account,
Exactly.
which is a highly monetizable group of people. Guys, I want to post. I replied to the bottom, okay, with the original thing that Andy was bringing up. Andy asked Dittman, "Well, why did you accuse Josh of this?" This is what was said on a public space.
Update entry size. Sorry. So you're asking what's the learning rate for Adam? Did you generate that question, Adrian? Sorry. What was that? Did GPT generate that question? I don't understand. Maybe you should ask yourself that question when you are using Whisper API and various agents to keep your small spaces up as you're trying to hack the others. What? Maybe you should also ask the question why you're on the terrorist watch list for botnets. Maybe you should also ask the question why you and your brother have scammed $2.1 million out of people using a crypto pump and dumps and why you got fired for activism for various reasons. There's a reason why I blocked you.
So then he got removed from the space because obviously that's ridiculous. And that was a space with ex-AI employees. And so that was what Andy was trying to hold his feet to the fire about earlier, which he was saying hey, you just made all these claims about Josh, which weren't true. And everyone's asking Josh to produce receipts, but it's like, why would we not ask Dittman to produce those receipts? And would you apologize if you're wrong about that? Now, let's be clear. Dittman was the one who paid somebody to manufacture that evidence. He had somebody launch. I mean, do I think Dittman personally knows how to launch contracts on Ethereum? No, because he's not that talented. Just like he's not an AI expert, he uses ChatGPT to generate his questions. That's why I called him out on that in that space to mock him for it, because I know what he does. And so he got really mad about that, and he just started spewing off. So he had somebody else create a fake contract that did defraud people for millions, and they called it the same name that I had my project. I had a project called GTFO, which stood for Get the Fraud Out, where I was exposing people like Shill and Villain and NFT God for not NFT God's personal stuff, but other NFTs he was promoting as being scams, because they were. And so this is the broader backstory. So that's what they launched this fake contract that was in the same name as mine, called the same thing because you can do that on blockchains. And then they used that as and that one did defraud people. So they're like, oh, that's yours, and so you defrauded people, which is just a lie. And so all of that was just was kingpin was masterminded by Adrian Dittman. He hired the people to do that. I know the people who did it. And I have all this evidence, but this is where like it gets really dense, and it's not really practical for me to share that evidence because that would also involve me doxing people and stuff, posting IP addresses and things like this. So for reasons why I can't do that, but they're trying to base their argument on, well, he can't prove it, he can't show receipts, so he must be lying. So I tried to basically expose all that just a couple weeks ago, and so I'm going to play real quick the audio from that. This is where Trippy was in the space. Jess was there. Chelsea, you were here for this as well. But I just want to play that for this recording. So if anybody's using this as a reference point for the whole story, they can have that as well. Was that audio coming through clear enough, guys? Before could you understand what was being said when I played that recording? Okay. So this is what most immediately prompted all this new drama.
By the way, he's a huge part of the problem. I'll happily on record. Well, yeah. So by the way, he's.
I don't know why it's doing this.
Well, yeah. So by the way, he's a huge part of the problem. I'll happily on record. I was going to ask, did he infiltrate Elon? Yeah, it's exactly like he literally Elon follows him now. He introduced his mother to him. Like, oh my God, his mom. He was talking to his mom. And he was like, oh my God. She was like, I can't tell the difference. Adrian Dittman is one of the proprietors of this manipulation that I've been talking about. He's one of the central ringleaders of those active, organized campaigns. Like, he's part of an organization. That's not his real voice. He lied to Elon's face saying that this is just, this is the byproduct of being German and learning English from a Western speaker. Blah, blah, blah. All that's bullshit. This is an accent. I've known Adrian for years. I've known him back when he was an NFT grifter, okay? His real voice is not that. He has about 100 voices. The guy is a professional, voice impressionist, which means that he sat there practicing for months his Elon accent. And if you go back to some of the recorded spaces from years ago, which sometimes they stick around, by the way, they don't delete the recordings all the time. So you can.
He's since gone and deleted all these recordings, by the way, so you're not going to find them anymore. But I have them archived, and so does X.
Some old ones. You'll hear he sounds different. So, and you'll also. Oh, he was doing impressions, yeah. Josh. He did this American accent. See? So good. I was like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Exactly. No one realizes that this is just who he is. He's a very deceitful person, and he's deploying that tried and true sort of Russian tactic of.
By the way, he's engaged with Russian hacking syndicates. So these are real people. These are real state actors.
Accuse the other side of the thing you're doing. So he accused me of being the guy who's doing all the platform manipulation. He accused me of using DDoS botnets and stuff, which is just what his group does against me. So what he does is he creates this he preempts the accusation, so it looks like I'm just jealous, envious of him, and it's like
some of the arguments they're making in other space, right? And this all came out before all this today's spaces. So by the way, I'm calling everything as it happens when it later happens.
It's a distressingly effective tactic, and it's working at the highest level. Whether Elon is deliberately collusive or not with the guy, worst case scenario. It's demonstrating how even on what we consider one of the brightest minds of humanity, it's working on him. That's terrifying.
I think this is where Chelsea.
I think when that article came out about Elon's burner being Adrian, Elon had to kind of react to that and respond to it, but not directly to the media.
Yeah, no, and that was what Adrian's goal was, by the way. His approach. That was for months, all last year, when Adrian was sort of rising in popularity. What he was doing, it started preying on women. This is a twin flames thing. So women really think that Elon Musk is their twin flame, their soulmate. And so there's a huge network of scams, multi-million-dollar business every year of defrauding women who think that they're falling in love with Elon, and then Elon convinces them they need to send him money for some reason. And women are so infatuated that they don't realize why would a multi-billionaire require my money, but they do. They send him thousands of dollars. And so it started as that. And then what Adrian did was he very rapidly, as best I can tell, right? I'm not in his head. I couldn't tell you what his motivations were for sure, but it would seem as though he recognized very adeptly that there's a more lucrative, less risky, less short term, because eventually you defraud enough women, you just get your account suspended, you get put in jail. So I think what he realized was, this is working with the Elon dick riders, where
sorry for the term dick rider. That's maybe not the most politically correct term, but Elon cult of personality fanboys.
On Fanboy Reply Club, they are so conspiratorial minded that they think there's a real chance this is Elon and his alt. So I'm going to lean into this idea that, this could be Elon, and he has to get his message out because the establishment media won't let him on his main account. The advertisers will pull revenue, so he created an alternate persona, and it's clearly him. It sounds identical to him. And so what Adrian would do is anytime somebody would ask him point blank, "Are you Elon?" He'd go, "No, of course not." Ha ha ha. Remember what Andy was saying? He would never really admit it. Like he was again leaning into this persona that it could be Elon's alt. He did this for a year. Like he would say no, but he would do it with a wink, wink. And so, like strictly speaking, did he violate the terms of service? No, but he's effectively, obviously, leaning into the conspiracy that this is his alt, and it just he's being very deceptive. So anyway, that was what I was in a space where I put that, I clipped it, I tweeted it out, Andrew, and that's what's begot all of this response because it's gotten thousands of views since. It seems to be that like people are starting to talk about it more. This other guy, Matt Baker, hosted a space, and look, there's other kooks as well. I understand he was in the space after I got kicked, and he started saying some pretty crazy shit. The dude called me up early this morning because I gave him my number, and he started saying some crazy shit too. He's kind of one of those conspiracy nuts, it sounds like, but which muddies the thing, right? But the point is, Adrian was like threatening him in the DMs because he had me on his space the other day where I also basically went over all of this. So what Adrian's tactic is go into any spaces that I go into because he has me blocked, so he doesn't engage me directly anymore. But he goes into all these other spaces and he deploys either other people or himself directly. In this case, he did it himself, which was like super stupid. That's going to get him caught. He goes and intimidates people to not get involved with me, to not believe me, to try to defame me. Go ahead, Andrew.
So I found it interesting when I joined that space, which I was confused on why I was seeing a post from Alex since he's muted, and it said, you have this person muted under the post. That was very confusing.
Wow, that is weird.
I went to it, and that was right as they were talking about the mute all not working, and shortly after that, people started going on about the whole thing of, oh, he's really Elon and all this stuff, and I don't really care about all that. But something came up. He kept going on and using this term like, "Oh, I'm not going to let people live rent free in my head like that." And then I now I'm recalling back. He said, "I don't even know who this Josh guy is. I don't let people live in my head rent free like that. I don't pay attention to anybody." But going back to when he got called out about using ChatGPT to write his questions, he seemed to know all about you and have a whole plan on how you and your brother stole 2.2 million or whatever. And I'm like,
exactly.
Wait,
exactly.
so you're like the whole time he's talking about not letting anybody live rent free in his head. Like the only example I can think of is he's been sitting around thinking about Josh all the time, and Josh is like not really caring. Like, I mean, you'll argue with him and stuff, but you're doing your own thing. Like you're actually building something. He's just sitting on spaces and doing whatever his crappy job is. Like,
and the only reason why I respond to him, by the way, and I've made him a priority, because like on the scale of fraud, he's small time. Like I've dealt with multi-billion-dollar fraudsters. That's what I've taken down before, right? So like on the big picture, he's low on the totem pole. The only reason why I'm forced to engage is because he's just chosen to try to defame me. And now this brings me to the other point that I made today. So I'll pin one more post up for posterity. And I want to keep the nest kind of light because it's just a lot of material. And
I'm going to mention that if you did have $2 million, I think your phone company would have liked you to have paid that phone bill so you could get your one-time passwords.
Yeah, you remember that, right? Yeah, so there we go. I pinned up top the other story. So this brings me to why am I even talking about this so aggressively? Well, on the one hand, I personally, it offends me that someone like Adrian Dittman is having so much success because of what you just said, Andrew, that I am struggling to make ends meet. I'm homeless. I'm not able to pay all my bills all the time. And it's very difficult for me to live because I poured all of my personal investments into my businesses. That Adrian Dittman is deploying resources to artificially suppress my reach and my voice, doing all the things that I just explained about in those pins, where how they can go manipulate the algorithm by commissioning fake bot accounts on the black market that then slide into my messages, that slide into my replies, that then sort of metastasize their bad standing into me. Actually, I'll play that part of the recording after this, but so I'll explain how the algorithmic manipulation works. But the fact that he's deploying that against me and he's being rewarded, Elon follows him, Elon's amplifying him, is like personally offensive to me for sure because of the amount of harm he's done to me and gets away with. And people go, well, why haven't you just reported him? Like even Kettlebell Dan, not that Aaron did bad laundry, but
even he is like in the DMs trying to like push back at me, being like, well, why don't you just report it? And it's like, because your reporting systems are shit. If you go to the abuse report form, the maximum limit is 280 characters, which is not enough characters. I'm sorry, that's 2 tweets.
I believe
That's not
it's
enough characters.
kettleball, Dan.
Let me finish. It's not enough for me to explain everything with those 2 fucking just within the context of those two tweets worth of text, and it just goes to somebody in a call center, a low-level staffer who's going to review it. Then also you're forced to submit a link to any terms of service violations that are relevant. I can't link to other people's DM inboxes. Okay, he's DMing other people this defaming material about me, so I can't do that, and I can't convince the people who get those DMs like that Matt Baker guy. I was like, you should report him. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to get involved because he's successfully intimidated. Adrian successfully intimidated him out of getting involved. So there's no real way for me to get any support from X.
He was just in that last or in that other space talking about that DM, and that since the amount of people that were in it, he considers that to be public. So I think he is now willing to release that.
Fair
I
enough,
just wanted to point out that just like Andrew said, he was just in this last space. I hopped from here over there. I'm sorry to cut you off. I was listening to him talk, and a girl continued to call him out. He got off and ended the space. It was really interesting. The space got ended in the middle of another person talking right after he ended. He got super pissed off, and he's like, I got stuff that I need to do. I really bring value. His verbatim, he said, I actually bring value to the world. A lot of you, if you left, he was like, it wouldn't matter and nobody would care. He was like going off. It was just really revealing and interesting.
And Alex said that? Alex said all that?
Yeah,
No, it was quote unquote Adrian Dittman, and after a couple people I was listening to were calling him out,
You're not
continuing to
using
call him
quotes,
Elon.
right? Got me.
Yeah, the space
Jess, what do you
finished,
think?
so go
Jess.
go grab recording.
Okay. Well, I mean, they're probably going to delete that space right away. And the way I record audio is on this device I'm on now, so I can't really go get that. But the fact that the recording will be deleted will be telling in and of itself. Also, I can't get into that space anymore because
That's interesting.
If you run
Exactly.
YT
Because I
DLP, you
tried to.
can grab the audio and then send it to Whisper and get the transcript and search it.
If anybody else can grab the audio, do it. I can't right now because I'm on the device that I would do that from.
Hopefully, somebody screen recorded it, and I felt dumb for not screen recording it when I heard him.
I've been recording for an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh, hell yeah.
But in my space now, not his.
Oh, that's what I was saying. In that last space that was talking about the Elon Musk reveal scam, etc., he popped in there and started talking.
Go ahead, Whiskey.
Yeah, so I wasn't in there long, right? But I heard Adrian going off, which was funny. But I think, I was in there probably like maybe 30 minutes. And I think probably the funniest thing I heard was when that guy Dylan got up, or Philip got up there and started going crazy. The dude that was like having roid rage or some shit, like screaming at the dude because he booted
Matt
him
Baker.
from space.
Yeah, Matt Baker. He's kind of creepy. He called me this morning. He did the same thing. It was weird.
Yeah, like you can hear the testosterone leaving him in his voice, can't you?
Well, yesterday.
Like we should not even talk about him. He's just like, what the fuck?
Just, no disrespect. I'm gonna kind of pick what we talk about here because this is I'm intimately involved in this. I want to play what happened in Matt Baker's space yesterday. So yesterday I went into his space and I tried to explain to people what was happening, and where is it? I have it on my profile here. This was the moment I captured where I was trying to teach people about it.
This is a Spaces host. I don't know you. I was just asked to come in here and talk, so I just wanted to point this out.
Who invited you? Yeah, it's my space basically. So, and you're
I'm not gonna
perfectly welcome.
But this is part of
my
point.
space.
Yeah, and other people invite me to your space. Yeah.
Who?
Someone else. I'm not gonna expose who it was. Why am I gonna do that?
Goodbye.
Okay, so
this is where his co-host Penelope starts to basically defend me. So you'll hear her now.
Okay, well, no, because you're not being honest. I'm here being honest. I'm me, and I'm saying what I think.
By somebody
you're here.
I think the last guy was making some great points, and you interrupted him.
Why is it exposing somebody to just say?
It's called a private message. It's called private in the name.
of them. I've sent out like 15 invites, so it was probably just an invite. Go ahead, John. Right, that's what I'm saying. So what happened was, right, what Adrian Dibbin's strategy was from the start was to prey on women. Penelope? Which is, first of all, why it's disgusting to even to hypothesize what it is that he's doing. To pretend that it's Elon is ridiculous, because of course it's not. It's a person who has who knows how to voice it. It is a person, it's not AI. But it's a person who knows how to like voice impersonate, and he has lots of different accents that he does. He came from the AI, from the NFT grifting world. I've studied this man for years. Okay, I'm a consumer protection and fraud advocate, anti-fraud advocate. So he's a person who deceives the public, and it started with the twin flames thing to prey on women. Who invited this guy? He's talking about fraud and deception, and yet he won't tell me who invited him. What is so weird? Why can't you just say who invited you? Is it fucking top secret? Give me a break. Because I want to fucking know. No, you're the one who's hung up on it because you won't fucking tell me. Then goodbye. Okay.
And he kicked me. So that was the same guy who I'm guessing was just in the NFT God space.
Yeah, he was acting completely different for sure. When I was listening to him, that recording is no longer. It's not that space is no longer recorded. I just wanted to said it was a recorded space. I even just tried pulling it down, like just using like YT DLP. It usually pulls like the M3U and gets the files, but it's just gone.
Yeah, I'm calling it right now. I suspect NFT God is just collaborating with Adrian Dittman. Like again, why Adrian Dittman would choose that space to come up to debate me is very telling. It's like I've tried to get Adrian Dittman on stage in other people's spaces constantly. All he does is intimidates those hosts. Why he didn't try to intimidate NFT God, why he chose this to be the turf that he goes on and actually tries to debate me is very clear. And that also explains why I was getting muted a lot, why they kicked me and blocked me so that I couldn't respond, while they pretended that I ran away. Like that's what he said. I was on an alt account listening anonymously. They were like making it out like I wasn't answering that question that they cornered me in, but they kicked me and blocked me, so I couldn't answer the question. So to me, I mean, that's the all I have is circumstantial evidence about this, guys. But let me be clear, that's really sus behavior, and I suspect that means that NFT God is also collaborating with Dittman, and any feud they've concocted is just part of the LARP. It's part of this theater act that they're portraying, and it's extremely concerning. And this is what I've been trying to expose for years, and it's been to great detriment to me personally. Like it's and by the way, Whiskey, you know about the exploits on spaces. You know that people can mute you. They can mute all. You know that there's exploits where people can get your IP address. They can DDoS you. They can DDoS spaces. You know very
Alex
well
was
because
losing it over that.
you work in this business. So you can reinforce what I'm saying to be true if you want, right?
About what? Blocking and kicking you off the space?
No. The
Like
vulnerability.
when I
The
joined that
vulnerability is
space, Alex was like yelling at people because he was hitting the mute all, and then people were just unmuting it
right.
and
Being able to unmute
continuing
and
to
mute
talk.
alls, being able to mute other targets. Whiskey, you're the one who discovered one of those vulnerabilities.
So So the one that I discovered was the one where you can actually mute individual people's mics, the host, the co-host, boot the, the co-host, the speakers. I was even able to hijack a space one time and like replace the host with myself. But I was drunk that night. I forgot the code that I used and I could never replicate it. So, but anyways, but yeah, the method, like the method that I used no longer works because what I did was I captured the backend data, manipulated the JSON, and just replayed it back to the Periscope servers. That's the way
Right.
I did it. And that no longer works. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't other ways to do it. I mean, I haven't, ever since I got mine resolved, I haven't like looked into it further and
Did you, by
tried
the
to.
way, did you collect a bounty on that?
I did. I collected a pretty good one. At
Nice.
first, yeah. Um, I found several more, but I'm,
So
and we
again, this is
can.
why I'm saying, guys, like this is why I'm saying that I refuse to accept that X claims they don't know about these things. They know about these things. Like there are white hats like Whiskey here who know about them too. And there's reasons why I can't like if I have evidence that shows that Adrian Dittman hired hackers that do this, I dox people. I would be doxing people. They're like, "Well, just post the evidence." I'm like, I can't because that means he has to post IP. I have to post IP addresses. I would have to post like a bunch of, and this is not easily consumable for public argument. Would you agree with that, Whiskey? Like that's not the practical way to go about dissecting this. Well, I guess Whiskey's somewhere else. Go ahead, Esky.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds.
All right, go ahead, Eski.
Hey, so couple of things that I wanted to address. I'm still looking for that screenshot, but it was in the main window where in my feed around the time when the Liam Neeson situation was going on, or Mato, I'm not sure.
You
Somebody
say
posted a
Liam
screenshot.
Neeson.
Yeah,
What
it's
is
Yeah,
that?
Liam
it's
Neeson.
Is that
it's
the
it's an
It's
account. It's a
a
parody. It
parody
was a parody.
account.
Yeah, it was a
It's an
parody account.
account. Yeah, let her speak.
So it got all the way to the public press, and actually, the press published that Ewan and Adrian are the same, which is not obviously the case, and uh, he has like a death threats and other stuff going on from that. But aside from that, when that was happening, somebody posted a screenshot that I'm trying to find, and maybe somebody from you guys can help me with it, and that was essentially showing group chat, and the group chat title was social experiment 6.9, social engineering experiment 6.9. I have today actually a couple of people saying, hey Adrian, how come you're saying that you're not in security when you told us that you're into security? And a couple of other people who believed that they were actually doing things for security reasons. So it's possible that there was some kind of proof in this as well. If one of the people who is Gary Axel, I believe, he had posted some things that he was strict to do things that he wasn't, he didn't want to do, and that the good guys are not the good guys anymore, and things like that. About 2, 3 weeks ago, and I started paying attention, and it looks like today was the first time that I actually associated him with that group. And that group actually came after me. And Josh, if you don't mind, I would like to state like what happened. So maybe to help others, I'll try to be brief.
Yeah, go ahead,
That's
Eski.
good. Yeah. So last year around April, I was hanging in spaces, and I was in Adrian's first space, and in some long ones. People kept on asking me if he's Iwan or not. There were people who assumed that he was, and I said that I haven't even listened to Iwan that much to be able to tell on a space if it's him or not. I'm not good with accents and other things. I already am mixture of 7 languages. It's kind of hard for me. Even voices is hard for me. So there were people who were pointing out to me that there was stuff that he was saying that are not ethical, and I started paying attention. And there were some things that were being discussed around game economies manipulation and such things, and some things that happened around technology discussions that basically to me seemed kind of I wouldn't necessarily discuss or wouldn't even think about those kind of solutions. So I started paying attention a little bit more. I got into some spaces that were political with Maze Love and Andy, and got in trouble with them. And I got blocked, and then I started hanging out with Pad GPT and NAPlayer in very small spaces that were not more than 10, 15 people at a time. And Escorp Security jumped in one evening. It was right after my mother-in-law had passed away, and right around Pad GPT's that when he was sick, and probably even a couple of days before he passed away. And Escorp Security, I don't know what happened, but Napla basically made some kind of uh, they started fighting over something. I don't even remember what. And Escorp Security felt that Napla was threatening his family, and that spilled into chats. And I somehow got mixed in between of it. I had Escorp Security wasn't talking with him anymore, But he showed me
Well,
how you
let's
can.
let's just be careful with because like there's a lot of history you're unpacking here with names and stuff that
Yeah.
people aren't. It's not gonna make any sense to listeners, you know.
Okay. So basically, just the spaces kind of got split up because of these attacks, and there was a showing that was around the time when the boats attacks were happening and the throttling happened. So we found that
Yeah.
there were ways to bot the spaces, and that there were keywords that when you say certain
Keywords,
keywords,
it would pull
bots.
bots in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And we were trying to test what keywords were essentially happening. And around that time, something happened and they started fighting. And after that fight, basically NAPLAYER and GPT were upset at me, blocked
Yeah.
me, and Adrian spaces were not available to me.
We're rattling off a lot of names here. Let me be clear. Sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt you, Esky, but I just want to take a second.
yeah.
I have enough on my plate battling one person, but let's be. I just want to say, just in general terms, guys, there are a lot of influencers that are on the revenue sharing tip on the ad like the clout. They're in the favorable side of the clout algorithm that Elon has created. That are part of these. This is not just Adrian Dittman. There are other very well known established people who are using the same tactics, hiring the same threat actors and trying to get a stranglehold on free speech. And this is why it's so distressing to me at a free speech level, because Elon Musk espouses free speech tenets and tent poles. And whether he's knowledgeably created the situation or not is up for debate. But I'm telling you, this is real. And this is not the free speech platform. And it's solvable. And it's certainly something that we could deal with if he wanted to. His lack of engagement with me, and instead engaging with only people who block me, Dittman and a few others who Elon follows and goes on spaces with, is concerning because I know those people that I block me are all to be threat actors and all to be the ones that do this and participate in this. So to the extent that we can hold Elon's feet to the fire or X's feet to the fire is up for debate. This is why Whiskey, I asked you about collecting on that bounty because clearly they patched that vulnerability. But there are all of these other vulnerabilities that are unpatched that are probably not even known about that I'm trying to expose. And I don't get a call back from anybody at X. I don't get a call back from any team that wants to help me. And I'm homeless and
Dude.
living on the couches of other people. I don't have any bounties or any reward for all this
So,
work that I've
dude,
put
look,
into.
look, 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 look. So here's the thing, dude. You're making the same mistake I did. When I first found that vulnerability, I reported it to X too. I reported it to like X security. I didn't hear shit, right? I reported it probably I think like 2 or 3 times, um, and didn't hear anything back. I actually had to go through the bug bounty. Like, so Twitter has a or X has got a bug bounty program, and and I think they've got more than one. But I went through HackerOne. So if you like create an account on HackerOne and you see the scope of like what domains are permitted, like there's several Twitter domains that are within scope. Some are within scope but they don't pay a bounty, but some are within scope and they pay like very very high bounties. um
Right.
so yeah, dude, you're doing this. You're making the same mistake I did, emailing someone directly at Twitter hoping for a response. You got to go through HackerOne, man, because like those guys, like you'll get in contact with someone from Twitter security from that platform. It took me a while to figure that out.
Interesting.
Same with Microsoft.
Yeah, we'll
Just
go on. We'll take that to the DM. It's interesting that my experience with that route as well. Andrew, go ahead.
Yeah, I was originally gonna comment after you kind of cut off Esky there. I think
Oh,
she was
sorry.
just kind of
Yeah,
trying to I think she was just kind of trying to give a little backstory because she used to be pretty involved in our I
yeah.
guess our I'll say stuff. And as we know, this especially in kind of the AI world and spaces, it's become very cliquish. But I think just kind of trying to give the backstory on that, and I get that. And I did also want to say, Esky, I saw that you got your citizenship recently. Congratulations! Looks like you've been having some good stuff in your life, so I'm glad to see that.
that was 12
Um,
years ago, but
Yeah, I
was
was gonna
again,
say, like,
12
I think
years
there's
ago.
somebody else. Is there? I have somebody else. I have like three people that have similar. I have
Yeah,
groups.
the
There's always like
group.
three people with similar profile pictures.
Yeah, my
So I confused them.
there's somebody in the AI community that got citizenship on
It might have been
Valentine's Day.
Chris or something.
Yeah,
Somebody, no, I can't keep track anymore. All right,
Okay, we
whatever.
forgive you. We can
but
move on.
Yeah,
but I did post today my 12-year anniversary post from Facebook,
that
so I
might have
should have
been what
seen
it
that.
was. That might have been
Yeah.
what it was. Um, I, along with what Whiskey was saying about Twitter not replying, and then Josh saying about Twitter not replying. This is an issue with everything. I've been in a situation where since September, I literally can't get them to take my money. I have premium, and they will not invoice me or take my money. I have a ticket that's been open, and they reply to me every other day since December 8th, telling me to explain the problem. And then I explain the problem. I give them screenshots. I've made videos. I've gotten a hold of people higher than them. It's gone on and on and on. I can't upgrade. I can't pay. The reason I'm no longer subscribed to Josh is because I can't subscribe or pay anybody, but
Oh,
it lets me be subscribed to Scoble. I haven't paid for that since
Right, I know.
September. But I'm subscribed to Scoble.
I
I
find
have
myself
premium.
uniquely shadow banned, don't I?
No, like I signed up for premium through the web, and it uses
Yeah.
Stripe. And when you go to Stripe where it shows your invoices, it's just empty, and it shows that I have an unpaid Twitter Blue thing from like 2 years before Twitter Blue existed.
By the way, not
And
for
that's
nothing,
it.
Twitter, not for nothing. Twitter and OpenAI use Stripe. Stripe dropped me from supporting my website, my company as a payments platform, which destroyed me as a small business. Did you know that, Andrew? It might have been while you were on break.
No, I did not.
Stripe cited some specious claim that we were fraudulently charging accounts, which of course we weren't.
That's
That
funny
and
because
they
someone
couldn't.
else in the AI community, everybody was going after saying they're doing fraud, and they are very
Mhm.
much using Stripe. And I was like, hey, why is Stripe getting called 9 times on every page load here?
Now this is what this is what could be happening, right? I'll pin that up top. What could be happening is obviously Stripe has a vulnerability where they are particularly vulnerable to manipulation. So people could be doing targeted chargebacks and reporting, right? And then that triggers their automatic thing. And because we did such low volume in general, it's like, oh, a high percentage of their volume is reporting fraud. They must be a fraudulent merchant. Let's ban them. But again, this speaks to the targeted platform algorithm manipulation that I'm trying to call attention to. That's happening on X. It's happening on other platforms, clearly Stripe. And Whiskey, this is why me going to HackerOne isn't really useful, because there's not exactly a CVE, there's not exactly a bug bounty for like a single threat. This is more of a coordinated multi-platform scheme that's taking place and unfolding that I've uncovered. And there's not exactly one like category that I report that to. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. So okay. So let me see if I'm picking up what you're putting down. So you're saying you haven't discovered a specific vulnerability. You're just there's people just doing some sketchy shit, and you're trying to report it to security.
But that sounds too light. But like when I say they're doing some sketchy shit, I mean that like, so you know that there are hordes of bot accounts that have been compromised that are for sale on the black market, right? One of the things that makes those black market accounts less valuable is if they've been flagged or shadow banned, right? And so, but now those accounts, they found a new revenue stream for making banned and blocked accounts and muted accounts more valuable, because if you slide into the mentions using those accounts of somebody who you want to have algorithmically suppressed, then because there's an inheriting nature of the algorithms like lookalike identities, if somebody replies to me and goes, "Hey man, I love your work, keep up the good work," and I hit the heart button, if that's an account that's been blacklisted by the X algorithms, then that blacklist, by me interacting with blacklisted accounts, that metastasizes to me. Now that's not strictly a vulnerability, but that's manipulation that is happening at a